kids did a terrific job. You? You?
Hello, everybody! This video's a bit late, but I still wanted to make it because we've done it the past few years, best of 2025. Before it starts, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's continued support, or if you're new to the audience, welcome. And I thank you for watching me and choosing to watch me, you know, whether you watch me every day, every week, once a month, once a year. If this is the first video somehow that you're tuning in, doubt it, but hello, I'm Joe Bartolozzi, and you'll see a bunch of random clips of me from the previous year that are funny, scary, inspirational, I don't know, whatever he picks. Quick thank you to Aiden as well for making this video. It's pretty annoying for editors to compile, you know, just raw footage from the last year in clip format. So thank you to Aiden in the comments for making this. And Cloak, a nice send-off. Thank you for the previous years making these. He hated making these. But now Aiden's doing it. So be really critical. You know, if the edits are terrible and the clips are terrible, it's definitely on him, not me. Anyways, thank you guys. We have a lot planned for 2026. I want to do a lot of more charitable stuff. Going to do a lot more YouTube and charitable stuff as well. And I just want to do a lot more raw donations and stuff like that. Outside of that, I like, you know, continuing to just make you guys laugh. And I do want to do a lot more vlogs this year. So you might see that upcoming. We did about maybe 6 or 7 vlogs last year, not for the meme. Genuinely, I think that's how many vlogs we did. So I want to make that, you know, maybe 10 or 20 this year. That'd be really cool. But yeah, I'm done yapping. Let's get into it. I've beaten Minecraft probably like 20 times more. I don't really know. Something good. I'm gonna bank that we get a tool. Fucking sundial. A sundial, and it was a shitty, and it said you're wasting your time. Jarvis?
Sir.
Activate goon mode. Ah! Oh, stop. Oh, I thought they were gonna scare me there. Ah! 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 Stop. I'm freaking out.
Huh.
Ah! Oh, stop. Oh my god, why am I freaking myself out? Stop, I'm going home.
Yo.
I know.
Are you guys friendly?
Yeah, I'm friendly. Res me, Travis Scott. Res me, Travis Scott. Please save me.
No, Joe.
Other Travis Scott, we're friendly. Stop.
No.
Where's the hills, guys? Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me.
You're so lucky. I'm at 10 HP right now.
I'm at
So why do you guys listen to my teammate?
Who the fuck is playing that stupid audio? Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're not sorry, you piece of shit. You betrayed me. Somebody said, please play something else. Banned! 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 And blocked. Bye! Bye! Yo, Clips. Yo, Clips. Yo, Clips. See you never, dog. Yo, see you never, dog. Bye! Bye! And blocked his dumb ass. He can't even watch me anymore. Bye! Do you think he's going for the world record?
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是
I might be going the wrong direction, dude. I can't.
Combo, combo.
I can't fucking, dude. Anytime I make any sort of progress, they just fucking. Hey, Joe, am I allowed to ask something? That's a question, pal. Here we go. What did I do wrong? What the oh my god, it's eggs and sausages. Sausages, plural. And I gotta cook a burger, too? If this is wrong, I'm gonna jump through the window and punch him in the face. Oh! Mustard, tomato, and cheese. We have tomatoes in the fucking fridge. We do. Got that up. Boom, 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 boom. Woo! Okay, what's the plan of action here? They're fake? No, they're not. Let's test. Oh. You're a fucking liar!
I'm like in a zen mode right now, trying to not, yo, whoever the fuck this is.
Whoever the fuck that was. Who was that?
It was Sneed. It was
I'm
Sneed,
sitting
bro.
in a
Why am
fucking
I
Yo,
chair.
Chris! Corporate talk over here.
There's
No,
two
Chris,
corporate talks in 5 minutes.
just a word to word, just a word to word, just man to man.
That's fucking mad.
Yo.
at
I
Chris
will
Pratt.
throw you off the fucking
Yeah,
mountain and
whoever
not
the
res
fuck
you,
it
and you will
is, damn,
spectate the rest
alright.
of the game. I'm the
Classic
driver.
fucking Chris.
Do not, motherfucker.
All right, we're going in the van.
Bro, let go of me. I'm driving.
Is it-
I'm
where-
driving.
I got
We gotta
the map.
start.
The brain-eating amoeba. That'll keep us alive for another 5 minutes. A Glock 17? Yeah, I think I'll be able to beat the Ender Dragon, no problem. Let's test her out real quick. Freeze! But I will say she lost 0.5 cool points. That's not a gamer challenge, buddy. It's not a gamer challenge, buddy. That's you just want me to play Five Nights at Freddy's. Get the fuck out of here. No way. I just went to my cousin's place and absolutely destroyed her. And now my is stuck in a curve shape and I can't do cum tributes to your stream anymore. Hello, fellow mods. Brady here. This is one of my alts on Twitch. Yeah, I can't. This person, hello, fellow mods. Brady, I'm crying. Hello, fellow mods. This is Brady here. This is one of my alts on Twitch. My keyboard's so broken. I didn't mean to say all that. Anyways, unban me so I can get back to moderating and editing. I'm not unbanning you. That was a funny ass unban request. Brother, no. Oh my god, he's reaching! Well, this is awkward. Scheduled off. I just posted on the main YouTube. Go watch it. What is this?
I've been in the hills, fucking dude. I've been in the hills, fucking.
Hey, better. Takes her stretch. Pitch on the way.
Now.
Swing.
Woo! Woo!
Ooh.
Good shit, Pablo. Ricky, run, you dumb fuck. Oh my god.
The wheel
Ricky!
fell off.
Ricky, run! What are you doing? Ricky!
And he's
Dun
safe.
dun
Hit
dun
the
dun
ground.
dun 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 dun. Turn it back. Pablo, turn it back.
Ouch.
Oh my god.
The wheels fell off.
Out of
And it
play?
goes out of play.
Out of
Runner
play?
takes 2 bases.
Brady taught me Among Us characters means Sri Lanka. Yes! You stupid fuck! Among Us characters! Among Us characters! They look like Among Us characters! If you ever see a character that looks like an imposter, you're in Sri Lanka. I think she's normal, though. Looking at the camera. Joe above you, dude. The Goot Man. What the fuck was that, dude? That was so stupid. Beautiful. Perfect condition car right now. Oh my god, I'm so fucking... Fuck you! Oh! Okay. Shit. The back fell off. Okay, it's open. I don't know why it's doing. It's just doing. Why is it doing that? Jarvis. Sir. Open the mask. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh. Jarvis. Sir. Open a mask. Let me read the instructions. I can get him to do some cool things. Okay, Jarvis? Jarvis? Sir. Close the mask. Jarvis. Sir. Activate battle mode. Where's the spatula? Holy fuck! Oh my god, am I really gonna reload the fucking game? Why am I playing this fuck-ass game? It's in his fucking drawer! It's not in the drawer! It's not in the drawer! I gotta make sure to set my spawn. But let's break this first. Oh, wishing well? Maybe you should throw a coin into it. There's no fucking way! There's no fucking way! There's no fucking way! Oh my god! Shut the f up with the stupid VTuber predictions! I'm not doing that shit! They took all my drugs! You took all my drugs! You took all my drugs! I'm not... No way! No way! No way! What do I do? 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 Oh my god, they're fucking on my ass. I need to find a dumpster, bro. Haven. Oh! 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 Oh my god, they knew! They have brains. This game's so ass. This game is so ass, dude. FIFA 2025, worst game ever made. That's why it has fucking mixed reviews on every goddamn platform it's ever fucking played on. 40 fucking %. Ow! Why are my fucking runners like they're JV on a track team? Get there! You play soccer for a living!
Fuck.
Just the challenge that was required.
Okay.
1 minute of added time! What happened to the 1 minute? It's starting to glide to the right. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer right now, but I think this thing falls in fucking T-minus 2 minutes right now. I think this falls apart in fucking no time. Oh my god, the icing doesn't fucking stay on it. It sticks to my fingers. It's all over my fucking fingers. It's all over my shirt. I had to take my fucking shirt off. Up, sticking to my fingers. Sticking to my fingers. Not the gingerbread! Do some crazy shit. Let me throw a bomb in there. No help. So we're definitely gonna have to find scrap.
We don't have.
Yeah, right, it's like right there. Map guy says it's right there.
Hi! I'm about to hit you.
Oh!
There's just no way you can teach this.
I gotta do this.
Learn through experience.
This is risky, but...
It's learned through experience. It's crafted over years and years of addiction.
No!
Yep, see?
I lost a netherite ingot, bro. Fuck.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna bring it back because I'm gambling a Yuxi Squall.
Oh my god, are you out of your mind? Treat him right, dealer. Hey, that's not too bad. Give him an ace.
Hey.
Oh.
Fuck! This shit does not fit me. Like, at all.
Dragon? No. Listen, I'm telling him the Lavaca lore, Sammy. I'm telling him the Lavaca lore. So here's the deal, bro. Whenever Sammy does admin abuse, he always spawns a Lavaca, and everyone's like, literally nobody asked for that. Nobody wanted that. And everybody gets mad at him whenever he gives people a Lavaca. What just happened to it?
Dude, the dragon just disappeared.
You did not just do that. You fucking idiot. You did not just sell it. You did not just sell my dragon. You're joking. No.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm selling my animal and oh my god. Bubert! Oh my god. Oh my god. A full inventory. Oh. Get him! Get him! Get him! Attack him! Get his ass! Go fucking eat him. Hey! Okay, now chat, if you had a guess, do you think it's shocked me yet? Do you... No. Yeah, see? It hasn't yet. I'm still waiting. I think it might be off. Oh, okay. Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I don't think I'm that good at this game, but I feel like I'm a fast learner. Oh my god, dude, you can't jump shot. I was trying to jump shot, dude.
Okay,
That was a no-go. Editor, play some good non-copyrighted twerk music. Rip this shit. Good. Fuck you, Fiddledink! Pivot!
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是速度与激情就冰淇。
Is he in there? No. Oh, see, fucking, I knew he would shit all over. What the fuck? Oh, he's literally, dude, this is like a fucking break. My god, give me a break. Give me a fucking break. Bro, how? Can't eat mammals. Ah! Oh, okay, that was a good scare. Hey, that was a good scare. I'll admit that. I'll admit that. That one was a little scary. Didn't like that one. Didn't like that one. That was the first good one. Oh, fuck. That one got me. That one got me. That was, out of nowhere. Anyways, myself. Wum. Wum, wum. Wum, wum. Wum, wum. How do you use a lightsaber? Don't you just go like this? Wom, 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 wom. I feel like a millennial mom doing a workout at like one of those weird-ass gyms. This might be the best product of this fucking stream. And I thought these would snap instantly. I'm gonna try to go to 10. Ah! Ah! I can't fucking click it. Oh my god. Oh.
Kinds of reports of missing people. The numbers are massive. I've got a few examples.
Same guy every time. This guy is fucking profiling me. Huh. Interesting. Oh, I'm not black. One crash out, and then we're gonna get in. I have to let this out. I'm gonna mute. I just ripped ass. Oh my god. Ah! I low-key have to poop, and if I get jump scared, I might shit my pants. This is really bad. Oh, there's somebody there. Then everybody's gonna be fucking, oh, Joe, your gingerbread house, it's so good. It's so good. This wasn't a stupid YouTube video idea. Oh, this is so much better. This is so much better. What a good fucking idea. You're such a genius. What a dog shit video idea. What a dog shit video idea this is. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Yo, nice walk, pussy. Sounds like you shit your pants. You guys walk in a single file line all the time? Where are you going? Where are you going? Yo, nice shirt. Where'd you get it? The shirt store? Nice haircut. Where'd you get it? Where'd you get it? A haircut place? Dumbass. Oh my God. Really got him. Ah! Oh, stop. Oh, I thought they were going to scare me there. Ah! 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 Stop. I'm freaking out.
Huh.
Ah! Oh, stop. Oh my God, why am I freaking myself out? Stop. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm dipping. There's another door. Where? Oh, stop. Fuck! Boost arousal in your respiratory system, which causes the muscles that control breathing to be fast acting and put you into a fight or flight state. Yeah, it's because your brain thinks you're dying when you smell ammonia. So I'm going to convince my brain that I'm dying. Who's excited? Where's the spatula? Holy fuck. Oh my God, am I really gonna reload the fucking game? Why am I playing this fuck-ass game? It's in his fucking drawer! It's not in the drawer! It's not in the drawer! Oh, you must have jumped into the water. And look, I'm not wanted anymore. And then he's gonna be like, oh, I guess he's gone. Did you have luck finding him, officer? I heard there was a guy with a metal bat. Oh my God, are you okay? That's such high quality where it's almost like movie-esque, and they usually have degrees in like cinematography. I hear him. Ah! Ah! Oh my God, I dropped my sword! Oh my God, I dropped my sword! I just ate a apple. I'm a dumbass. No, I can't risk dying. I can't risk dying. I can't risk dying. Oh my God, I just wasted a fucking gapple. Oh, open the lucky block while we have it. Ah! All right, what are the odds that my items save? What are the odds that my items blew up in that mess? Yeah. Tyson, shut the fuck up, please. I know I have a flashlight. God damn it. Flashlight. Oh my God, dude, give it a fucking rest, man. God damn, bro. Where's the dragon? Okay, hard cut. So guys, we ended up finding our way to the Nether, or not the. Sorry, we ended up finding. Sorry, you misspeak sometimes. You ever have that situation? Anyways, sorry. We finally made it to the end. The recording for some reason stopped. I don't know why. Oh wait, sorry. How can I still fly, but it won't let me undo the command? So I ended up getting. Little does he know I'm going to start pooping on the walls. Little does he know I'm going to steal their TV and their fucking soaps and start pooping and spreading it on the walls. I'm going to be the worst guest they've ever seen. This is weird. Open the window. Go birds! Go birds! Go birds! Okay, no, the clouds are rolling in a bit fast here. I die now! Jayla, you are in. Oh my God, that was like the Rizzler turn. That was like when Big Justice said the Rizzler's name and he went. Could you spend $1 trillion? No. No.
You just got...
I love that noise. I love that noise. That's the Apple confirmed pay noise. Oh. Such a good... Yo, whoever made that sound should get millions of dollars. Because that... I genuinely think there's probably some psychology behind that noise and spending money.
You just got $1 trillion. Not a million. Not a billion. A trillion. But there's a catch. You need to spend all of it in the next 24 hours.
Bro, how the the only thing you would have to buy like a country. You would have to buy like a small island nation. That is the only thing. What else are you doing? Stocks? You're not, dude, stocks. You're not even, you would buy out the stock. You would buy out an entire stock. You like, dude, you could literally just own Nvidia at that point. Why would you buy stock? You would just be a majority shareholder in every stake that you put. I would say, bro, for the idiots saying gambling, no casino's gonna take that. You know that, right? Like, casinos won't let you bet a certain amount if they can't cover it. Like, you can be too rich to go to the casino. If Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos went to Vegas and went, I want to do $1 billion hand, they would say no. They would go, we're not doing that. That's cap? No, it's not, because the casino can just, in one bet that big, and that's only $1 billion. If you walk into a Vegas casino and you're like, I'm a trillionaire, let me throw bones. They're going to go, buddy, we can't help you. You're playing fucking penny slots on our scale. That isn't true. Bro, they have to have the revenue or the front to be able to pay that amount of money out if they lose, because there's a chance they do. Realistically, the best way, like, what would you actually buy, chat? Be real. Mega yacht. Like, that's really the big, mega yacht and, like, planes are, like, the biggest purchases that you can make as a, like, billionaire. But what's the most expensive personal yacht? History Supreme Yacht is $4.8 billion. And it's fucking solid gold, bitch. It's solid gold. It is a solid gold. Get the fuck out of here. It's solid gold. Chat, that is not even a fraction of the money that you would have to spend in a day. And that's the best, because in 24 hours, you're not going to get some shit mocked up. I mean, you could probably put down the fee for it. But even then, dude, what the fuck? What would you buy?
Or you lose everything. This should be easy. First, you need a new car. Go to your local exotic dealership and buy yourself a Lambo. And a Ferrari. And a McLaren. You know what? Just buy up the entire dealership. Now, you have the $12 million garage of your dreams. But there's one small problem. In order to spend $1 trillion in 24 hours, you would need to buy out that entire dealership every single second. You need to think bigger. Let's hire 100.
And you're going to have, bro, here's the problem too. You can't even buy, you would have like limitations because you can't even buy property. You could buy property. You can't buy that much property. If you with $1 trillion just went, I'm going to start buying up every house within a 100-mile radius, you would, no, it's a monopoly thing. They wouldn't let you do it. The government would say no. Say you went to New York City and you were like, I'm just going to start buying every fucking house that's available, every apartment, everything that's available. They're saying no. They're going, no, this is a monopoly because you're going to have the chokehold on the entire business. I don't know if you could close that fast. I think you could close that fast if you had money, but that's the problem is you're going to have to go to real. It's like, how could you spend money quickly where you're going through the legality loopholes? Because, yeah, you got to talk to real estate agents and people and sign contracts. Like, realistically, your best way to spend $1 trillion is, like, flat out ring up a fucking country, like an island, and be like, I'm going to buy just land, like $1 trillion of land in one lump sum.
People to track down
art, bro.
The 100 most expensive yachts and buy them for us. And let's throw in $1 million bonus for each mercenary. That'll be around a $40 billion check, but let's also buy the biggest cruise ship of all time for $2 billion and fill it up to maximum capacity, paying for everyone's tickets and tossing in a Rolex too. Let's make use of this ship's basketball court by buying up every single NBA team and having them battle it out. Then let's get Snoop Dogg, Katy Perry, Justin Bieber, and Beyonce to perform for us.
Oh, I know what I would do. I would just give all of the money to Mr. Beast
Before sending them off to the International Space Station on a SpaceX rocket that costs $55 million per passenger. Now that you're hanging with rich people, you need a...
Wait, Katy Perry going to fucking space costs $55 million? Bro, that's such a waste of money.
Rich people, you need a status symbol. You could buy the world's most expensive art piece for $500 million, but why would you do that when you could just buy the entire Metropolitan Museum of Art for $100 billion, and then we could go over to... Transact...
Wait, I want to go look at something. How expensive is it to buy? Can you buy a country? No. I'm saying like buy a nation. Where's the money going? You can't buy a country. You could maybe buy land from a country that's like in struggle. Like you could probably go to like a poor nation and be like, give me half of your country and I'll give you $1 trillion. But you're not like, if you walked up to, like, what's a small country? Like Switzerland. If you went to Switzerland and you're like, I want to buy your country, who are you paying?
Action failed. There's no way we're already out of money. Yeah, we still have $800 billion. The Metropolitan Museum is an educational institution.
See, I said there's going to be restrictions. You're not able to buy enough land. You're not able to buy all that stuff up. It's monopoly type shit. You need to go overseas. You need to get the fuck out of the U.S. if you want to spend $1 trillion.
Institution whose assets are held for the public benefit and are not owned by... You know what? Forget about the Met. The entirety of New York City is worth around $1.3 trillion. There are currently 33,210 vacant units available, so let's hire 33,000 people.
How many units are vacant in New York City?
Currently 33,210 vacant units available.
There's 33,000 apartments that don't have people in them?
So let's hire 33,000 people to snatch those up for us. And of course, throw in a $100K commission. But here's something you need to think about.
$100K commission?
The most expensive real estate purchase in US history was this $240 million concrete brick. That might sound like a lot of money, but you spending $240 million is like an average person spending $60. I think instead of buying houses, you should build a mega project. The sky is truly your limit.
Yeah, you'd have to commission something, give them the $1 trillion instantly, and then you paid for it even though it's not done.
You can build your project wherever you want. If there's people in the way, buy them out with your pocket change. Or maybe try the Saudi Arabia method and relocate them into a graveyard. Actually, I think the Middle East is exactly where we need to go. So let's buy one Gulfstream G650 for each day of the...
You would need to go somewhere where there's like no rules for rich people. And the U.S. is like, you know, rich people get away with a lot of shit. Honestly, you get $1 billion and you're an American, fly to Russia. Go somewhere that's not, UAE. Go somewhere that's not just like, hey, you have a bunch of money, I'll let you spend it.
A year and fly across the world.
Because you're not going to spend it in the U.S. You're not getting rid of $1 trillion.
Welcome to the Arabian Peninsula, where...
Yo, honestly, if you pulled up to the UAE with $1 trillion and you're like, I want to commission $1 trillion building right now in the desert, they would probably get it started that day. They would probably be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure. No, we'll knock something up.
People will build literally anything. The world's biggest picture frame. The world's...
Oh, no, that's a nether portal.
Picture frame. The world's largest clock. The massivest cube. The tallest structure ever. Man-made sinking islands shaped after the world map from memory. These are cool. Let's build an even bigger artificial island for $20 billion. Of course, we can't forget about labor cost, so for that, let's budget in $10. Then let's buy every single one of those mega projects I just showed you for a total donation of $101,292,000,000 and $10 to our Middle Eastern boys.
$10 for the workforce. You're paying for the raw materials. You have fucking 5,000 people working on it. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to split this one up. I can't break the bill, by the way. You just hand him a 10.
But while you're here, take a look at the Burj Khalifa, the current tallest building in the world.
Yeah, how much does the Burj Khalifa cost?
If you were to stack $1 bills to the very top, the tower would be worth $7.58 million. You still need to spend 87,000 times that. A stack so high, it would go past the International Space Station. If you ever want to spend this money, you need to stop thinking in real estate and start thinking in 51st state. Do you see where I'm going with this? Buy a country. In 2010,
How? How do you buy a country? Where's the money going? The people? If I'm going to Switzerland, hey, can I buy your house? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you could buy our country. Who am I giving the money to?
Country of Liechtenstein put itself on Airbnb at 70 grand a night. This is literally nothing. You can't be looking at countries hoeing themselves out for pennies.
What
you need the ultimate prize. Somewhere cooler. Somewhere strategic. Let's buy Greenland. Based on the market.
Who the fuck would want to? Why do I want to buy Greenland? Out of every country, chat, you could buy a country right now. What country are you buying? Probably like some fucking cool ass country. I'm buying like Italy, Greece, Switzerland. I might buy Iceland. I kind of fuck with Iceland. Greenland, oh, because they got oil. Bro, I'm not thinking about making money. I got $1 trillion. I'm just going to buy shit that holds value.
Market price of its mineral reserves, the world's biggest island has a price tag of around 200 billion. We can afford that, but there's one small thing in our way. During Trump's first term, when he
the people of Greenland. Bro, this is if I wanted to buy Greenland, nah, dead ass, go to Greenland. I would go to every person in Greenland. I will pay for you to fucking move, and I'll give you $1 million. Get the hell out of the country. And then I would because there's probably, what, like 30,000 people that live in Greenland? You get them to move. How many people live in Greenland? 56,000, brother. You could pay them to get the fuck out of there. A lot of people wouldn't leave. You think a lot? Yeah, you're right. How many, if you offered the 56,000 people of Greenland $1 million each and a new home in a different country of their choice and free travel, how many people decline it? I think like 4,000 people say no. And I think most of them are old.
Greenland is not for sale. Huh. Let's buy an F-35 for $80 million. Fuck it. 2 F-35s. 3, 10, 100. 2 aircraft carriers, 3 destroyers.
Are you allowed to buy that stuff? Is there like rules on that? If you're rich enough, I'm assuming you're not allowed to own like military grade. If they're, Bando's a de-armed. Yeah, GTA Online. I'm saying I don't think you would be allowed to buy an aircraft carrier. Unless you're actually a country.
Destroyer ships, 1 ballistic missile submarine, 57,000 Blackwater soldiers, 1 for every citizen of Greenland. Now we have a $50 billion makeshift military, and it looks like—
Oh, and we're gonna kill the people of Greenland. Oh, so we're just gonna fucking roll over Greenland and then just take their land.
Greenland's for sale after all. But by this point in your trillionaire spending spree, people are starting to take notice.
You would have countries against you.
Exploits might not have hit TikTok yet, but rumblings are beginning behind closed governmental doors. Luckily for you, there's not much politicians can say once you own them. Buy a politician. We got Trump here for $1.5 billion. Kamala is almost $2 billion, but you do get
total campaign funds.
A free Joe Biden. Let's buy up both of those and
free Joe Biden's a good deal.
Every sitting member.
Not worth as much as it used to be.
It's $2 billion, but you do get a free Joe Biden. Let's buy up both of those. And
how much is Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders is only $36 million. Oh, this is for their campaign sales. Mommy.
Every sitting member of the Senate and House for a grand total of $7.2 billion for the entirety of American politics. This is a great deal, but there's a catch. Money influences politics, but it doesn't always decide it. I mean, look at the presidential race. Democrats outspent Republicans and still lost because $2 billion can't buy aura. More recently, Elon dropped millions of dollars campaigning for an election in Wisconsin.
Bro, Elon Musk is so fucking cringy now. Oh my God. Dude, can we talk about that real quick? How, like, Elon Musk went from being, like, the cool billionaire that was on Big Bang Theory and was, like, loved by everyone because of electric cars and what he was doing with space. And then not even, like, I'm saying pre-politics. Like, before he even got involved with, like, the Trump administration, everybody just started hating him. Like, no, the I become meme, like, when he tries to, like, do funny jokes, I die inside. When I see an interview of Elon Musk and he's like, I am become meme. Or he'll be like, yeah, as you can see, I wear many hats. I don't know. As you can see, I have a lot of hats here. and he's wearing just two hats. He's wearing two hats on top of each other, and he's trying to make a joke because he has two hats on. But he's saying I wear many hats, like he has many positions. So stupid. So fucking stupid. Not funny at all. Like, not even, no, somebody said Reddit humor. No, Reddit people are funny. That shit, not funny. That shit, not funny. And he was a fake gamer, which was really, you know, the top notch of it all. When he boosted his account. It's just so weird. I remember watching, like, Big Bang Theory and all these other shows that, like, in movies, where Elon Musk was, like, the cool guy. And now everybody's like, dude, Elon Musk is a clown.
Constant, only to find out that shit no longer works when everyone hates you. Even BlackRock doesn't always get what they want. $1 trillion gives you access to almost everything. But culture and public perception are things that are not for sale. Just kidding. Let's buy every single media company. The Washington Post, Time Magazine, the New York Times, Comcast, Fox. Global ad spend for an entire year is around $1 trillion. That averages to $3 billion a day. So let's run 1 week straight of propaganda and we should be good. But if you're still getting heat, there's one final method you can use. A donation a day keeps the guillotine away. It's time.
What? Philanthropy? What rich people do crazy philanthropy, though?
For philanthropy. There are a lot of causes to choose from, but you should start off with the people most in need. The US government. America is currently $36 trillion broker than a homeless person. That number is...
Oh my God, wait, you have $1 trillion. You can't even crack a dent in the US government's debt. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. We're sitting here like, yo, you could just donate your $1 trillion to the government and they would blow it in a day and be like, we're still fucked.
Increasing by $2 trillion a year. Luckily, we now have you. $220 billion honestly isn't gonna do much, but it's definitely
it's nothing.
Gonna help. Assuming, of course, that the US government efficiently manages a $250 billion cash injection. You might be wondering how you're gonna send the money. And the answer is pay.gov, an official website where you can make donations.
What? You can pay the government. You can just pay. Who the fuck would willingly pay the government outside of taxes? That's a real fucking website. You can just go pay the government's debt off. Get the fuck out of here. That's their fault. Oh my God. Donations to the US government. I would get it if it was like a specific program you're donating to. Gifts to reduce debt. Bro, what? The government is also heavily in debt to its own people. So couldn't you theoretically just be giving money to another American because you're paying the government, which has to pay somebody that has debt from the government?
Or you can make donations to the US government.
We're in debt to each other? Well, no, it's just like the U.S. government doesn't get enough money. God, am I really going to explain this? The U.S. government doesn't get enough money from taxes to run. They spend a lot. So they basically go out to people and you can buy from other countries or citizens. But a lot of countries are all, like, we're in debt to a lot of countries. But also, you can have the government be in debt to you. When you buy treasury bills and treasury bonds, the government owes you money. They're spending your money because they need it, and you're basically giving the government money, and in return they will pay you back a higher sum at a later date. And there's a due date where that bill will get hit and you'll get your money back. And that percentage increase that they pay you changes. What's crazy is the people that are donating to the debt of the government could just buy treasury bonds. And they're still giving the government money, but they'll also get money back.
To reduce the public debt. So let's just enter in your 220 billion right here and... Well, turns out the maximum amount the Treasury accepts is only $1 million. You just bought the government a bag of screws from Lockheed Martin.
No, actually, the fucking rivets they use in, like, just random jet planes cost, like, $80,000 each. And there's no way they functionally, they cost that much. Like, Lockheed Martin, like, all those companies have to be gouging the fuck out of that.
Maybe your money will put a bigger dent into medical debt. See, unlike the government, broke people dying of cancer aren't allowed to print more money to pay off their crippling obligations. Instead, their unpaid debts get sold off to collections for pennies on the dollar. But because of this discount, charities like Undo Medical Debt can erase $100 worth of debt for every $1
Is this an ad?
donation they receive. And with
Oh, no. I was getting confused.
And with that ratio, you could wipe out all the medical debt in the US for just 2.2 billion. But what about world hunger? The UN estimated it would take 40 billion each year to end world hunger by 2030. We could afford that. Next, how about we help out malnourished and starving college students? Student loan debt in the US totals 1.777 trillion, with the government loaning out 87.2 billion a year. But before we try to attack this, there's a slight problem. Once universities catch wind that trillionaire Jesus is bailing out their victims,
they will hike the fuck up of all of their prices. That's the problem, is people are paying. I say this all the time. Colleges are still businesses. If people don't pay and don't go, they are forced to lower their tuition costs. Yes, they still have to be higher than they were fucking 50 years ago. But like, some universities charge absurd amounts of money, and they're able to do so because people pay it. If you do, like, what the fuck? Like, you're going to a college that costs $85,000 a year, and you're reasoning that that degree is worth that amount of money. It's not. Like, I understand there's a level of connections that you're going to make at higher quality universities, and the degree itself is worth more, and the internships that you might land are worth more. But if you're going to, for like fucking business communications, to a college that costs $10,000 a year versus one that costs $30,000, respectfully, in my own opinion, I see no fucking difference. I think you're just throwing yourself into hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt that you'll never be able to pay off until you're 45 because you wanted to get a fucking degree from a more outstanding university. Like, it's different when you're going for things where, like, the degree matters. Where you're going for something that's, like, you know, medical-based, or you're trying to get, like, that level of, you know, distinguishment from other colleagues. But, like, dude, $61,000 a year, is that the average?
Once universities catch wind that trillionaire Jesus is bailing out their victims, they'll probably just jack up their prices. On top of that, paying off loans might be seen as unfair to older generations who had to pay their way through college and pick themselves up by their boots.
Well, there was, like, a genuine thing they were talking about of, like, just... people were really questioning whether or not debt would be wiped, and there was people that weren't paying their student loan debt for a while because, like, it's still stacked up, but there was no penalties for not paying them, and so that was a big problem. And a lot of people kind of proposed that we should just wipe student debt from the people that exist right now that have it, but that just only helps the current generation. Like, it doesn't fix the problem. It just band-aids it. Because even if you pay all the student loan debt off of the people that have it right now, everybody else that's going to college next year is fucked. Literally, it's like, it's not solving it for the people that are going to be out of college in 10 years. It's just solving for the people that have debt right now.
Turns out philanthropy isn't as easy as it seems.
It's not easy. Building Amazon was not easy. Philanthropy is very similar. It's really hard.
I agree with Jeff here. Let's just buy another $500 million yacht. That's enough philanthropy for today. You still have 60 billion left, and I think I know how to spend it. It might be semi-cheating, but hear me out. 37% of Americans can't afford an unexpected purchase over $400. Being a trillionaire, your passive income earns you $400 every 0.126 seconds. The median net worth under 35 is $39,000. As a trillionaire, you could exchange your toilet paper with rolls of $39,000 bills for your entire lifetime and it wouldn't put a dent in your finances. $1 trillion gives you horizons incomprehensible to the normal paycheck-to-paycheck living human. Even after your spending spree, you still have so much money left that it gives you too many options. You could launch space programs, clean up the ocean, fund institutions. 24 hours just isn't enough time for this much fun. So let's buy more time. Make yourself a trust and safely store your money in it. Now, all of those humanity-shifting endeavors, you can sleep on them, on the world's most expensive bed.
You will make $6 billion per year passively. Assuming that you're gonna get a 10% increase per year on that amount of money. But yeah, damn, dude. If you had $1 trillion, do you think you could, like, obviously the government, what does the government make per year? That was a fucking great video. What does the government make per year? 4.47 trillion. Do you think if you had $1 trillion, you could, like, recognizably impact the American people? If you're from the US or whatever country you're a part of. Like, do you think you could fix your country? Not necessarily fix it, but I think you would be able to, like, you would be able to fix, like, a few states. If you had $1 trillion, I mean, this would be fucked up to, like, focus on some rather than others. But if you really wanted to, if you had $1 trillion, you could probably fix, like, 20 US states. Like, literally, like, make them, like, havens. Because you would have enough money to, you wouldn't be able to just hand out money because that's not going to solve the problem. But you would be able to implement things in institutions that just enabled the overall happiness rating of the people there and the livelihoods of those that do live in those states to be way better. I gotta piss. And then we're gonna hop into the next video. Online censorship situation is pathetic. Lock in.
Online censorship is getting out of control. Never have I been more embarrassed at the free world as
What is happening in the UK? I don't actually know. My chat has come in and said that, like, corn is not illegal, but you have to, like, submit a face photo that is, like, with a database to be able to use it. So, like, it not only, like, removes your potentiality to, like, freely search the internet, but also your privacy in that. Yeah, you have, like, a face ID. No more gooning. Chat, I don't think it's that straightforward. I think it ID checks you to make sure that you're old enough to watch that. Or is corn literally just outlawed in the UK?
I watch their politicians take away our liberty with the most crooked smile on their face. Also, it's rich hearing them say, do it for the kids. The government is the last group of people I want to hear that from. Lately, they'll do anything but protect the kids. So if you don't know, the Online Safety Act, which requires your ID to just browse the internet, has been passed in the United Kingdom. And what's scary is that it's coming for the United States next. Remember, this country—
Damn, you think this will happen here? You think that it's not just for, like, corn, it's any adult-based viewing on any website on the internet. Yeah, Reddit would be banned. I'm assuming Twitter probably, you wouldn't be able to use Twitter because Twitter just has so many things that are, you know, like 18 plus or just illegal shit. Like, you'll just see, like, people fucking making drugs on Twitter.
Country is founded on liberty. We are proud of its freedom, yet here we are with our lawmakers also thinking of enacting these dystopian laws in the form of the Kids Online Safety Act. Don't let lawmakers fool you. It's not just protecting kids from adult content, as the United Kingdom already makes people go through the system just to access Spotify, Discord, YouTube, and
I don't want to say that this will make them want to do it more. But telling somebody they can't do something is probably going to have worse effects. No? Like, if you tell, like, a young teenage guy, hey, you're not allowed to watch this, what is the next thing he's going to fucking do? He's going to go watch it. He's going to go, shut the fuck up, I'm going to go watch this. Now, and then he's going to go download a VPN and figure out a way to fucking weave through it.
Even Wikipedia. And I know that there will always be that government bootlicker who's gonna have a brain dead take of, if you've never done anything wrong, then what are all you guys scared of? Just give them your ID. That's not how this is gonna work, buddy. The United Kingdom especially has already shown that they will use this system to arrest someone over political things that they don't agree with. That is the real—
Spreading fake news. I think if you spread fake news, you should get, threats though? Okay, if you send threats, that's different. But if you spread fake news on an app, I don't think you should be arrested for that. I think maybe you should get your account banned. I'll agree with that. Like if say next election, you have an alt account that's just spewing just false shit. Like, I mean, that could be defamation, which would be the individual that you're talking about suing you. But if you're just spreading fake news about like government proceedings, maybe they ban you, but that would be it.
Agree with. That is the real reason they want our ID for a police state. It's not a matter of not doing anything wrong. It's a matter of still doing everything right, but now being told you're wrong since—
Bro, like, okay, I don't want to say I'm having this like overwhelming feeling. I just want to buy gold, bro. I feel like now's the time to get into gold, you know? I think shit's gonna hit the fucking fan soon. Like, I think the world is going to collapse economically within the next 10 years. And I feel like if you hodl gold, that's like a crazy play. Right? Like like pre fucking 1920 or 1930s economic crash, 2008 financial crisis. Like, I'm just going to go buy gold and just ride that wave. Bro, like half of the US stock market is run by like 8 companies, which are big companies, but like all of what we invest into, all of what 401k is in, all of everything, like everything's just invested into these like few handful of companies that run our country. And then also just our national debt's out in the shit. So the dollar, I'm pretty sure the dollar's already 10% less valuable than it was like 4 or 5 years ago or however long. And like inflation's going to skyrocket. So money's just going to be less valuable. College football is starting back up. Fall sports are almost here. And now there is no better time to get in on the action than with the partner of today's video, DraftKings Pick 6. For new DraftKings Pick 6 customers, if you download the app and place $5 on your first pick set, you get $50 in bonus picks instantly. DraftKings Pick 6 is fairly simple. All you got to do is go into a given sport that you want to place your picks on, and you have to place 2 or more picks in a given set. And all you got to do is place more or less on the given statistic shown in front of you. And it's not just with pro and college football. You could do it for the PGA Tour. You could do it for the UFC, NASCAR, WNBA, whatever you want to place your picks on, you're able to. So if you're a new customer, download DraftKings Pick 6 and use promo code JOEB when you sign up. Place $5 on your first pick set and get $50 in bonus picks. Thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into it.
It's a Trojan horse disguised as an anti-adult content movement that's aimed at protecting the kids. But in actuality, the government wants to monitor you and establish a social credit score. I feel anyone saying these laws aren't a big deal.
Do y'all think you would have a good social credit score? What is your social credit score based off of? Like, if you talk shit on the government, I'd have a terrible social credit score. My shit would be a 0.
I've never realized how much they take for granted the freedom they have in their country, or have never had family who struggled with freedom because they come from countries where governments are significantly more—
What does that mean? There's a few governments like communist countries that have had social credit scores where they monitor their citizens, and depending on how loyal and, you know, good you are to the government, they kind of give you things in return or are more spyful and watching of you. Like, not in all— China's very weird as a country because depending on the city and area that you're in, there's more or less government intervention. But in certain areas, depending on how good, or like, especially like North Korea, this is a better example, not China. China's getting more and more modernized in the world. North Korea has, we've watched videos about this. If you were like against the regime in North Korea, when like your family was, like your great-great-great-grandfather. When North Korea was established, you and your family are now at like the bottom of a social class. It's kind of like a caste system, but you have to work your way out of it by gaining social score.
Everything they do, and can literally imprison them, or even imprison their family and send their family to prison camps over something they say online. This is all the more sad because I'm watching these Facebook moms and uneducated Karens and beta bootlickers who are so easily baited by the
Bro, not even that. I think old people, the biggest thing, bro, I think you could cave old people to fake news so fast. Like, it is... Anybody over the age of 60, I think I could just make a Facebook account and just spew just false shit. Like, especially like 4 years ago during the Biden era, I think it would be so easy to get like just old heads to believe that like Biden was confirmed to be a doppelganger and just make it look like a real article with like some shit that they could skim read that like sources people that they know. And then you just be like, oh my God.
Let's let this law go through. Woo! And the government's just sitting in the corner, rubbing their hands.
Bro, the biggest thing, and it's not even just young people, bro. There's a lot of people that think I'm dead. Like, actually still think I'm dead. And they'll like unironically be like, oh, I thought you were dead for the last 2 years. Like...
together because they're super happy that they get to monitor everyone now. First off, I've always wanted to dunk on helicopter parents and their garbage parenting style, so now's a good time to finally do so. They seem to have this unhealthy obsession of monitoring and controlling their kids as much as possible and want to censor them from the world so that they'll never lose their innocence. Think of like Ned Flanders from like The Simpsons.
I never understand that, where parents try to shelter their kids from things they did when they were a kid. Very confusing. I understand there being like a level of guideline for your child and, you know, trying to mitigate a lot of the bad things they could be introduced to at a younger age. But if you fully try to block your kid, sheltered kids always become the worst people. If you try and power mom your parent, your fucking kid, right? And you fucking just control every aspect of their life, the second they have a smidgen of freedom, they're going to go do cocaine, right? They're going to fucking get hammered, blackout drunk, get a DUI, right? They're going to be the people that just go buck wild because they've never had a taste of it, right? So you're like launching them into the real world versus like slowly being like, hey, wait until you're this old to do this. Wait until this. And then letting them slowly like kind of take flight versus like actually just letting like not letting your kid do anything.
Here's the reality though. The government shouldn't be responsible for stepping in to make up for the shortcomings of these bad parents. I'm so sick and tired of these parents who think it's the internet's responsibility to raise their kids and protect their kids' innocence. Since when has being a good parent become so underrated? Can we get parents who actually raise their kids again instead of expecting online influencers and websites and especially the government to try? That is ridiculous. Also, your kid has to learn about the world someday. Protecting their innocence will never last forever because by definition, your kid is not going to be a kid forever. That's literally how time works. Therefore, if you don't teach them about the cruelty of society, then society itself will teach them instead. And society is not nearly as patient or kind at teaching that subject. I've had plenty of peers growing up who were really sheltered, hyper-Christian, and super spoiled, and now some of them are way worse adults because they got addicted to substances or became...
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Because they never get a natural integration to it. It's just like they're held in like a purgatory state, like on parole for the first 22 years of their life. And then finally, once they're out of their parents' house, out of college, doing their own thing, they just fucking lose it.
Horrible alcoholic, they got multiple DUIs, can't get jobs, can't drive anymore. If you ever seen like those IRL streamers or break channels who try rage baiting people in public, then get shot or surprised that they get their ass beat, that's further proof that if parents don't humble their kids, then society will break them as adults. The rest of society doesn't have the patience to teach a 25-something what they should have learned at 14 in a high school hallway, which is why parents shouldn't be trying to shoulder the burden onto society to deal with their kids' corn addiction or constant swiping of mom's credit card or constantly throwing bits at their local e-girls on Twitch or heck even just wailing on gacha games because their parasocial
there's a lot of problems. Bro, the one thing that I'll say about video games is I think the monetization of this shit has gotten so bad. I love Supercell, okay? So let me preface it by saying that. I love Clash of Clans. I worked with them for their Team C's Team Trees charity event. They're a great company. They make great games. I load up Clash Royale. Bro, there's probably 150 different things that I could spend $20 on right now in that game. Like $20 individually. Like it is, and then gacha games in general, it's just money. Churning money. You're buying a $12 season pass on a mobile game. And I do it, right? Like it, and I'm not going to sit here and like shit on it because I do it, right? Not for Clash Royale, Clash of Clans. Like I spend money on that game because it's fun and it makes the game more entertaining. But it's like gaming in general has just gotten so like lucrative because I feel like the average consumer spends more money than ever.
It's corn addiction or constant swiping of mom's credit card or constantly throwing bits at their local e-girls on Twitch or heck even just wailing.
That's me, chat.
On gacha games because they're parasocially attached to a PNG. A responsibility of a parent is to raise and take care of their kid. That is not the internet's responsibility and especially not the government's. However, since the government is exploiting these helicopter Karens' insecurity of not being able to raise their own kid, the government's now taking this opportunity to collectively ruin all of our lives now by preying on the weakness of those Karens. These are the same adults who struggle to close apps on their smartphones because of how technologically illiterate they are. They have no internet literacy. They're extremely inadequate. These are the worst group of people to let vote for the system, yet they're the very first group of people to vote for the system because of how horrendous.
Well, dude, and people that are in office now, they don't even, bro, they don't care because they're so old and they just care about getting reelected, and the fucking insider trading in like old people in office now is higher than it's fucking feels like it's ever been, dude. Like you could literally look at announcements the government's made and then look at stock trading options, and the amount of calls that government officials have made on stocks that are either going to go up or fucking crash is crazy. Like they know that it's going to happen and they just fucking go, I'm going to bet on this because I know I'm going to make $1 million on this trade.
They understand the internet and technology in general and how poor their parenting behavior is. It's ironic considering some of them talk all the time about freedom and value themselves as patriots, which is why I want them to listen closely and know that the government is going to abuse this new system for
And it's so weird too because they were a generation that like 6% of them averagely did acid by the age of like 16. Old unks, right? Not unks. Old people, bro. Like your grandparents, bro, probably were fucking doing crazy shit. Maybe it was like the two polar opposites and there were different groups of people where it was like some people were doing nothing, a lot were doing everything. But like, bro, motherfuckers were doing so much back then where they were getting high, getting fucked up, skipping class, doing whatever. They were like delinquents, man. Like similarly to now, but now it's like they shame that. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be restricted, but like to just try and outlaw every possible thing that like our youth could view is going to make the problem so much worse. This is the best way. What did North Korean soldiers do the second they got out of North Korea? Got addicted to TikTok and porn. Let me answer the question before you even have the second to guess. Got addicted to porn immediately. Immediately. The first thing they did, right? So if you're going to fucking outlaw that entirely for like everybody, you're going to try and remove it. That's the more and more they're going to want to do it.
Bad faith takedowns. There's no distinct differentiation regarding satire, journalism,
and
or
I'm
political.
not saying there shouldn't be more restrictions because you shouldn't. I don't think like 10-year-olds should have unfucking, restricted internet access. That's terrible, bro. I remember I think early 2000s kids were the first generation that literally could do. I was looking up boobs on fucking Google when I was like 10, bro. Like that's bad. But to go from that to nothing forever is like, no, bro. They're gonna try and find a way to get around that.
criticism in a lot of these censorship laws. The United Kingdom specifically even says that it will purposely take things if it thinks it's like too politically extreme. But what does that mean, right? At what point are you just using it to silence the other side? In other words, these laws can easily and quickly be abused by the very government that is meant to protect us. Instead, they can use it to silence us. So to the
Bro, you know, somebody said 2 girls, 1 cup at the age of 9. Bro, I remember my friend showed me One Man, One Jar, probably 4th grade, bro. I was shell-shocked, dude. I was like one of those guys from that meme image of the war where he's like I was not the same person after that day.
Older folk watching this video, I want you to realize that this law, it is the death of First Amendment. It is a complete death of...
What's that? Don't look it up. I'm actually serious. It's a man that sits on a jar and it breaks in his ass.
Free speech.
Enemy radar spike. Warning missile. Warning inbound missile.
The United Kingdom has already shown that it loves to arrest people for stuff they say online. Look, we've all been edgy, angsty, or rebellious teenagers before, and some of you watching might still be in that phase or have yet to enter that phase, but trust me, you'll get there and it's okay because people change over time. Like, think of how senior year high school you thinks freshman year version of yourself is cringe. Now fast forward 4 more years, senior college you is gonna think high school senior you was cringe. And so
yeah, it's the same fucking thing. Your whole life you're gonna look... Bro, I remember senior year me being like, wow, I was a loser freshman year. I think senior in college me thought senior in high school me was more of a loser than senior year in high school thought of freshman year in high school me. Like, it's not even comparable. Like, I was a fucking pussy when I was 18, 19, bro. Like, I was a loser, right? And that's like the era where like guys think they're really cool, right? Like, that's where you're like, yeah, I'm the shit, man.
Go on. People shouldn't be at risk of being arrested for being an angsty youth who said something really stupid online. It is the worst use of tax dollars and prison infrastructure to lock these teens and college-age students over online speech, because that's...
No, I don't think you should like lock them for that. It's just like, I think a big thing, bro, people say stupid shit when they're kids. The problem is now the stupid shit that kids say is broadcasted on the internet. Right? Like when you're 10, you're 12, you're 14, you're going to say fucking weird shit, right? But now you're on the internet and you're tweeting that, right? And now that's just there.
What this is going to end up being used for.
Digital footprint, but like on an extreme level.
In the near future when it passes. They were accused of false communications, fake news, and so on. And again, ignoring the fact that some of these people will just genuinely always fall for conspiracies and fake news, let's remember that it's not worth sending them to jail over. That you could also be jailing the wrong person, because there is absolutely a chance that you, me, or several other people who are just going to partake in satire. Like, there are a lot of people who understand the ridiculous nature of some fake news and are fully self-aware that it's completely fake, but just want to pretend to fall for it and start crap posting about it on all corners of the internet. It's just satire, right? So imagine making like jokes, memes, or satires about something that's obviously so fake news coded just to make your friends laugh in a group chat or Discord server, but the government comes knocking on your door a few days later and boom, busts out the chat logs, now you're in the handcuffs. The fact that these laws...
Is it that serious though, where if you sent something in a group chat and joked about it, the UK would arrest you? I think that's different than like actively posting like defamatory or like fake news versus, you know, just being like, this meme's funny.
Laws aren't even fully passed, but arrests have already happened, just goes to show how authoritarian and disgusting the real intentions behind these laws are. The government is just waiting for a full-blown green light to just screw everything.
Somebody threatened my school, got 50 years in jail. That's different. I don't think you, maybe not 50 years, but if death threats is a hell of a lot different than fake news, right? If you're like posting death threats on social media, yeah, that's a crime, right? That's like a legal offense.
This is going to literally affect everyone in a negative manner. It does not matter where you fall politically, or even if you have no political values at all, this is gonna affect your life. Speaking of the kids, how about the Jeffrey situation, huh? Yeah, now
Who's Jeffrey?
Government decides it cares about kids all of a sudden. Yeah, all of a sudden at the end of the July, you guys care about kids, when throughout the entirety of that month, you know, where were you a few weeks ago regarding those papers, huh? Why?
Oh my God, Jeffrey Epstein. Why didn't he say Epstein? Who the fuck calls him Jeffrey?
Online Safety Act so important now, huh? This is just me proving a point that the government is going to say whatever they want to get what they want when they want it from us. They do not care about kids. They've clearly shown they don't care about protecting the kids. All they've ever done lately.
Well, I think it's all the government and the people within the government kind of work for the party rather than the people, and that's gotten worse and worse. And so now they just kind of like basically write whatever they're putting into law in like a moral way where it's like, hey, we're trying to do this, and then everything else that they don't care about, it's just like ignored. So they, you know, kind of, what is it called when you they contradict themselves a lot.
Is take, never given a damn thing back. Genuinely breaks my heart knowing that Americans used to laugh at people in China over the social credit score meme, and that wasn't even that many years ago. Yet here we are, about to pitfall into the same exact system they once ridiculed. Like, is that not like the death of liberty? Is that not the death of freedom? What's the big deal, eh? You know, here's the part of the video where I'm gonna debunk the most common counter-argument from bootlickers and undercover government agents. Here's a lukewarm take that I keep hearing repeated in the past few weeks. Why is everyone so okay with giving an ID to drink alcohol, but all of a sudden it's not okay with this? It's just an ID, guys. Just...
Well, it's tracking you versus proving your age so you could buy a product.
An ID. Okay. Alcohol is a physical, consumable item that can lead to horrible decisions like drunk driving and can actually negatively affect other people's lives. Want to know how many people die if someone makes edgy remarks on the internet? Basically none. So let's not pretend these are the same caliber, not even remotely close. Also, what about the ID system for Spotify? What is their excuse for that? There's no universe where you can compare listening to music on
ID system for Spotify
as the same as going out to a nightclub with adults grinding on each other with...
Do you have to submit your ID for Spotify? I feel like that just becomes more like personality tracking, and that shit freaks me out. Where like everything has cookies and wants to gain information on you as a person. What you like, what you don't like, right? And there's like a profile that's like attached to your persona of like how they can market things best to you.
Alcohol everywhere. Obviously, you need to present ID for that. I'm sick and tired of hearing that this isn't a big deal, and then they greenlight the government to speedrun this law through legislators, and once the law does pass, it's going to be super hard to overturn once it's enacted. But in the meantime, it's going to ruin all of our lives as we quickly regret.
What are cookies? When you enable cookies, it allows them to like track and sell your info as well as like use other websites info. Like, that's why whenever you download an app, the iPhone now has to ask you if you allow them to track or not. I always hit don't. If I hit on a website and it asks me for cookies, I'll go the extra steps to go no. I'd rather have bad advertising on, like, websites. On YouTube, it's different. I'll let YouTube gather all the fucking info they want. I want some good ads on YouTube. I fuck with good ads. That's different. But, like... certain companies, it really is like certain companies. I'm like, yeah, I trust you. Yeah, I'll let you see what restaurants I like. Maybe give me an ad for a deal they have at Chipotle. And then I'll maybe go.
They aren't going to stop at our ID either, by the way. This isn't just our ID. Several lawmakers are also pushing for biometric data like face and fingerprints over the internet. Like I said, this isn't out.
Bro, I missed the fingerprint unlock on iPhones. I'll say it here. I'm not really a big fan of Face ID. I kind of miss the fingerprint. That was awesome. I don't know. It was, you know, because you know, when you fuck up the fingerprint, you would tap it and you're like, it's not working. Not working. Type in the password. Face ID, you're like, and it just hits you with the, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. I'm gonna start freaking the fuck out.
Alcohol, this isn't firearms, this is the internet. Like, they're gonna track our face when browsing the internet to see if we can use certain websites. That is a huge privacy violation, and I guarantee this part was included because big corporations love doing this. Like, they love stealing our data and giving us targeted ads based on our browsing behavior. So the last thing I want those jerks to have is our face and fingerprints too. Also, data leaks happen all the time. I don't trust them with that data. It's 100%.
Oh, I thought it was going to be an ad pivot.
100% gonna get hacked. Also, how am I gonna use my
70 alternative accounts?
just to take advantage of the first-time buyer deal if my singular face will be now tied to all those accounts now. And wow, all of a sudden I'm seeing why greedy.
I know a guy. Okay. When streamers do ads for companies and those companies have products, sometimes those products will give a influencer a paid cut per product that is sold under their code. Now, a streamer I know that'll remain unnamed and a company that will remain unnamed got sponsored on stream by a company to promote a potential food product, and he made like 30 or 40 accounts to order this product under different emails when he started streaming, so years ago, and got paid like $80 or whatever for the fucking fee, but the product only cost $60, and then he would refund it and close the account. Or some shit. And then they like banned his account from being sponsored. And he made like fucking $4,000 on it or something.
And yes, I shamelessly do use alternative accounts to reuse that 10 to 15% first time buyer deal when shopping. I mean, have you seen this economy lately?
Was it you? No. When I did TikTok, I used to do ads like back before this probably when I would get like, no, I wasn't getting any money. I wasn't making money on YouTube or Twitch, probably before I even did it. I would do an ad and they wouldn't give me a base pay, but it would be pay per download. And there was these apps when like TikTok was originally to get. I kind of feel bad for doing this, but I think I've said it before. Well, you remember when TikTok was originally going to get banned? Like when Trump was president in 2020, this was like way back, right? Like 2019. And people were freaking out about it. There was a bunch of like dupes for TikTok, and they were paying like crazy premiums it was a free app. They just wanted you to download it because they wanted to work off of the like hype of TikTok ban to like get people to move platforms. And so I was like, yo, follow me on Bigo Live. I'm going to be on Bigo Live. And it would be like, bro, I only got like 100 downloads, but I probably made like $400. And I was like, bro, these people are trying to follow me. I had no followers at the time that like would actually listen to me. I was like, yeah, Bigo Live's the move, bro. We gotta fucking get on the hype train. It's the new TikTok. So I'm telling you, they're doing that shit still. Not Bigo necessarily, but I'm saying like when TikTok was gonna get banned this past time, if you ever saw an ad for another fucking platform, I'm telling you, all those influencers were making money on it.
Sadder is, imagine you gave your ID, face, fingerprint, but you still get rejected from browsing certain websites because an AI has decided you are not of age to access it. RIP to every single adult with baby faces. I guess y'all's ID won't even matter since the companies using AI apparently know you better than you do yourself. And dang, I just realized all of us Asians are gonna get cooked here. That's why Twitter loses it whenever they see a mid-20-something Asian lady and start claiming that it's not right to be attracted to her because that's not an adult, even though she's very clearly adult. Like, I'm sorry that we don't get our first wrinkle until we become 40, all right? So I guess we're all 15 years old according to the entire internet and according to these AI biometric scanners. So guys, I might not be able to log back into this YouTube account if this does pass as a law because I might have to wait 12 years until I get my first wrinkle. Sorry that I'm Asian apparently, and I don't look old.
They've just announced they're rolling out AI in the US to detect if users are actually under 18, ignoring whatever the account's stated age is, and will...
Yeah, how do you think that AI gets trained? Like, probably based off what you watch, right? Like, if you say your account's born in 1995, but you watch Sunday and fucking Courage JD, they're going, yeah, you're fucking 10 years old, bruh. You're fucking 30 and you watch Courage JD.
Apply restrictions to users it suspects are teens.
Yes, YouTube and a few other websites have discussed using AI to monitor someone's browsing behavior to then...
I watched Joe Bart and Goblin 420. I'm gonna fucking gut shoot that you're a 17-year-old stoner. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be offensive either. You watch me and Goblin 420. Goblin just be like, yeah, I took 6,000 milligrams of RSO and I thought I perma-fried. So who the fuck is Goblin? He'll do like tier lists on drugs. That's, to put it in perspective, he watches me and Goblin, who talks about like smoking crack out of a fucking tin foil or something like that.
Just in case a kid steals their parents' ID. Oh no, no Roblox or Pokemon for them. Ha, boom. This system knows that it's still a kid watching it. This, of course, is so stupid because it completely ignores the fact that several grown adults.
What do they think? What do they think like a YouTube account that's over 18 watches? Good Mythical Morning. Fucking Mark Rober. Vsauce. I don't know. Like, what's like a YouTube account? Body cam videos? I don't know. I feel like that's an up in the air.
Adults do look up content like Roblox, Minecraft, Pokemon cards, and they also spend thousands of dollars on Legos, all of which are items that correlate with kids. Imagine being—
Dude, Pokemon unboxings. The like top 5 background noise. Just some guy, not even a face cam, just his hands. And they always got like perfectly cut fingernails because you know they hyperfixate on that because their fingernails are in frame the whole time. And so they're like going to— I always think about that when I see Pokemon unboxings. They always have perfect nails. Never any like dust because you know somebody would be like, oh, you're gross. And they just fucking just rip like 2 hours of unboxings. Yeah, Crispy will do it.
Blocked from the internet just because you have a hobby that the internet deems too childlike. And before—
That's weird. Why are you looking at that? Brother, if this is the frame, right? And they're going, all right, so this is what we have, right? At some point, you're going to look at my nails.
someone laughs or ridicules those adults for owning Legos or playing Pokemon, this can easily snowball and affect everyone. Imagine if the internet also decides, well, only kids usually like race cars and dinosaurs and monster trucks and skateboards. Therefore, based on that kind of watch history, they should also be considered minors. And boom, now you can't even watch car videos because you're getting age.
I really feel like the way YouTube rolls that out, though, it's gonna get most of it wrong. It's really only gonna flag like obvious kid accounts.
Restricted because it thinks you're a kid.
Over the next few weeks, we'll begin to roll out machine learning.
I'm sorry, bro. If you're watching like a clearly child YouTuber like Quebble, if you're watching Quebble Cop and you're like 26 and your account gets flagged for being underage, brother, like I'm understanding that though. You know, like that's, you know, you're just watching, you're watching children content. You're watching jelly, right? Like not dissing the YouTubers, but they market themselves for kid content.
A small set of users in the US to estimate their age so that teens are treated as teens. And
like, why should a system determine that certain activities or genres are indicators of someone's age? Like, the entire gaming community is going to disappear off YouTube, basically. People who do theme park content are going to get Thanos snapped as well. Like, this is just horrendously stupid. But yeah, to all the UK and Australian viewers, I appreciate y'all having to go through the trenches and getting bombarded by 10 government drones while you were trying to boot up your VPN to even watch this video. I'm honored to have you guys risking your life to be watching, and I hope that you all can hang in there, and I pray that the United States does not follow suit in the same footsteps. I do not want a single person in the US to ever brag about freedom against China ever again if we actually end up passing this law, because if we just straight up turn into the same country, except without the cool cyberpunk cities and functional train infrastructure, bro,
we don't have train systems, but we still have a social credit system. Anyways, vote on the poll, chat. Chat, lock in. Type locked in. The U.S. education system super sucks.
In the United States of America, school is the place where you go and learn all the skills that will stick with you for the rest of your life. Skills such as basic math, knowing what a verb is, and finding out just exactly where you stand.
Dude, the craziest thing that I always think about is I still remember prepositional phrases from 5th grade. About, above, across, around, at, before, behind, below, beneath, beside, between, by, during, except for, from, in, off, on, over, through, to, without, some shit like that. Like, I could just keep rambling. Like, why do I know that? Like, why do I know that?
It's also where you go and learn how to accomplish 8 hours of work off of 3 hours of sleep. That's a very important skill to learn in America. The weird early hours and the lack of any real-life skills being taught are just a few.
Dude, the most relatable shit I think everybody's had is when you have, dude, also Ned's the Classified Fire Show. When you are going to class and the period starts, or like any time but right before class, right? To where you don't have enough time to do an assignment, but you literally, you didn't like just decide not to do it. You literally forgot you had an assignment, and then you're scrambling to get any amount of work done that you're able to get done within the fucking 15 minutes you have before class starts to like not get scolded by the teacher that you like are a lazy piece of shit and didn't do it. That happened once for me. That's happened so many times where you're just like, I don't know. I think it's, you do it more in high school than college, right? College, if you do it in college, I think that's a lot of it is on you because you take like 3 to 4. How many classes do you guys have in high school? 8, 9? You take a shitload of classes. It depends what schooling system you're in. Sometimes you might do like a semester-based thing like college. But for the most part, you have like 8 classes. The people that have 4 probably do it where it's like one semester you have this class, one semester you have this class, and they split it up. My high school, it was 8 classes that you took all year round. So like I had AP Bio from the start of the year to the end of the year, right? And same with like, you know, fucking British literature and philosophy and theology and fucking calc and all these other classes, right? When you have that system, you're prone to forgetting assignments because you have to balance too many classes, right? Because there's going to be days where you're going to go home and you're going to have homework for literally every single class that you have. And that's horrible. College, it's easier because, I mean, the classes are harder themselves, obviously, but it's easier to keep in track of what you have to get done because you only have 3 to 4 classes, right? Those classes have a shitload of work assigned to them, but you're not going to like sit there and just forget.
Few of the reasons why the education system in America has been noted to be one of the worst out of the most civilized societies. And it's not just the kids. Education sucks for every person involved in the system. Teachers, parents, even the...
Wasn't there a recent study they updated where like the average American has a reading level below 6th grade? I can't do this, chat. Don't get me into the illiteracy rate in the United States. I'm going to get into a ramble of this again. I can't get on. If I open my eyes and I see that, like, I see the statistic that like 30% of Americans can't read, it's just going to put me down a fucking rabbit hole that I'm not going to be able to get out of. I do it? No. It's just, there's no point. 21% of adults in the U.S. are illiterate. How do you live? How do you survive? How did you get through school? How did you pass fucking 3rd grade? How do you fucking live life? How are you able to fucking drive a car and fucking pay taxes without being able to fucking read? I don't know. 54% of adults have a literacy level below 6th grade. The average reading level in the United States is 7th to 8th grade. Does that mean it's does that mean that the average person in the US, their reading level is decreasing, or that they never excelled beyond 7th or 8th grade reading level? Because I feel like it has to be decreasing. There's no way that these people just always had a 7th to 8th grade reading level. I feel like it's, oh, they haven't read in fucking 5 years, so now it's just decreasing. But even then, like, I'm not reading every day, but I still don't think that I have a reading level of a fucking 7th grader.
Because it's important to learn from our mistakes, because if we don't, kids can't read. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but like, have you talked to a 6th grade teacher recently? The kids can't read anymore. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or what, but like, that's a huge issue. The biggest problem...
Bro, the most fucked up thing was popcorn reading, because you would just pick the kid. Oh my God. It's like actually fucked up. I feel like every class did it too. Popcorn reading was fucked up because you would just pick the kid that sucked at reading, which honestly might have been the goal by the teachers. But like, you would just go, the popcorn, and then just say their name. And then now they have to read. It was funny though, bro, but it was fucked up.
With lower education in this country, besides a crippling nicotine addiction plague and, I don't know, the fitness gram pacer test or whatever the fuck that thing is, starts with one thing.
Or you would have that one kid. I remember there was one time we had popcorn reading. And they were going around, and then they picked me, and I just read for like 10 minutes. I swear to God, And you never, when you're the kid that's picked on for popcorn reading, you're never absorbing the information that you're reading. You're just trying to enunciate everything perfectly so you don't get made fun of. So it's like the worst way to learn because you're not actually trying to understand anything that you're reading. You're just trying to like focus on saying everything perfectly because otherwise people are going to laugh at you. So you're just like, and then the cow walked across the bridge. You stutter. Yeah, you'd get nervous.
For example, New York spends the most, about $30,000 per student annually. I assume most of that money goes towards big puffer jackets, chopped cheeses, and classes how to teach kids that when someone asks about bagels, you tell them it's the water. On the other hand, you have something like Utah, which only spends about $10,000 per student. But, you know, it's Mormons, you know. Who needs education when you got them gold tablets? But not having enough money to properly educate children is a shockingly big problem for the richest country on earth. Low budgets at public schools make it hard to do several things that make going to school worthwhile. I mean, for one, pretty hard to find quality teachers when you could literally make more money flipping burgers. And plus, when you're flipping burgers, you don't have to deal with children who haven't discovered deodorant yet, and if you do, you just kick them out of the burger store. And also, a lack of funds forces schools to make some tough decisions, like canceling programs and electives. No child should go all through middle school without being forced to go to a Christmas pageant where you watch your friend terribly play the tuba. And God forbid we get rid of...
Yo, why did we do that, though? Like, why did we have to perform Christmas concerts and, like, shit like that? I never understood that. I was so good at the tuba, bro, I just played some big-ass drum. I remember it would be like, I would be going, dun, 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 and then everybody would start singing, and they'd be like, the one holy night, and I would just go, dun, dun. That's all I did. I remember my music teacher, his name was Chris. I forget his last name, but I used to call him Chris, and it would piss him off. He'd be like, it's Mr. Something, and I'd go, okay, Chris. Oh my God, I was like disrespectful. Like, looking back at it, I was like, I would never do that, right? But it would be like Chris something. I'd be like, okay, Chris. And I was in like 5th grade. I would just be like, all right, Chris. He'd be like, I swear to God, I'm going to fail this. I'm going to fail you in this class. Be like, ugh. And then I would go quiet.
Theater, I mean, what are the dorks and dweebs going to do to get dorkier and dweebier?
He would make us stand up, dude. Oh my God. He was so passionate about music. That's why I felt so bad. He would make all of us stand up individually to try and find our pitch. And he would be like, you got to sing. I'd be like, what? He would be like, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. And he would have to do that in front of everybody. Talk about embarrassing, dude. Not knowing how to sing, he's just like, do it.
But back to the teachers. That's like the main note I want to hit in this segment. I don't think it's controversial to say that teachers should be getting...
And then he would mark it down. He'd be like, okay, you're probably baritone. Thinking back on it, yo, he was definitely on some type of shit.
Paid way more than they are getting paid.
Probably hyped up on Adderall.
Right now. According to Education Week,
locked in. He was I remember he was so ecstatic about it. We got ukuleles, and he would be fucking handing them out to everybody. He's like, let's fucking go. I bet he wanted to start cursing. And I would just be like, oh my God, ukuleles.
For teachers in 2023, the lowest average salaries were in West Virginia with $52,000, Florida with $53,000, and South Dakota for $53,000 again, averaging at around $53,000. So it seems there's a stark disparity.
Dude, and the problem is now that teachers are at such low supply in most U.S. states that you don't even have to be a qualified teacher to teach. You could just have a degree and you'll become a teacher, and they'll pay for you to go through schooling while you're already teaching on how to become a teacher.
And like, let's all take a second as a unit and really consider what a teacher does for work. They're not just teaching. That's not the only thing teachers do. They don't show up and read a book in front of disinterested children. They have to do a lot of shit. Their job requires them to, one, teach students, obviously. You have to come up with a lesson plan, which, Jesus Christ, that's a very complicated system that I was shocked.
Bro, we're an hour into stream, and I'm not even 4 minutes into the first video.
About when I was reading it. They have to make...
Let's lock in.
Then they have to grade and test that homework, which is such a time suck I can't even get my mind around. Have you ever talked to like a 5th grader? Have you ever looked into their brain and realized there's nothing going on? Well, a teacher has to look at paper that they wrote on all day, every day. That would make anyone go insane. They also have to pay for school materials out of their pocket. Like a teacher has to pay for the arts and craft shit and like the pens and pencils.
Yeah, which is actually wild that they don't just have a budget for that in a lot of schools.
Where are my tax dollars going? They also need to attend and plan assemblies for the student body, which that's going to take you away from doing doing your job. I don't know why we have assemblies. Assemblies always suck. Sometimes you have to be a coach or a chaperone, which just sounds like wrangling cats to me. And also, last but not least, they are like somehow the enforcer of school rules while also trying to teach, which is ridiculous. Why is a teacher the one who's trying to educate and inspire a generation of children while also like being the one who has to, you know, keep them in line all the time with dumb school rules? And all of this for an average of around like $60,000 a year. A salary that is begging people not to consider this as a career path. If you take all that into account, a teacher should not be making 5-figure salaries.
Well, here's the problem is I think that teacher salaries are going to get upped by demand. It's just going to be a problem whether or not they get more public funding, depending on who's in presidency and also the state itself on what they're going to fund those students with. But if they up how much teachers get paid, there will be an influx of teachers, which will be good. But every career that ever has an obscene salary increase also just has an even higher job market increase for how many people want to get into that. And then the issue there is there's too many people and not enough jobs. Like computer coding. Like, you know how many CS majors there's been in the last fucking 5-6 years? Because comp sci majors make a shitload of money, but now there's so many fucking comp sci people with degrees that they can't get jobs in that field in.
They should be making eight-figure salary. They should be the richest people in town. That and politicians. Hot take. But I think we should be paying politicians like a shit ton of money. That way they don't need...
That's a horrid take. I think you could pay politician. No. Actually, fuck no. That's a horrid take. That's the first big tug take that I'm going to fucking hard disagree with. I think congressmen should not be able to invest in stocks, and they also shouldn't get paid. And there should be heavy penalties for insider trading or other sorts of financial benefits. They should have literally zero payment from anybody for their joke. They should be like priests. They should have everything paid for them. Like they should get a house, they should get food and like bedding and you know, maybe a car that's given to them that they could use in their time in office, but they should get no money. Because it incentivizes people to hold that position for personal gain rather than actually wanting to change the country for the better.
Take bribes and lobby.
Kind of an L take. I hard disagree. I think that politicians that have... Every politician that's in the Senate or the House of Reps has the greatest stock market portfolio you've ever seen. Always. They always have crazy fucking stock portfolios that have profits that are absurd comparable to the average person that even invests with like a hedge fund or something that like people, financial managers that know what they're doing, right? Because they just have insider trading. And it's not counted as that because it's like, oh, well, you just know about this, but it's fucking bullshit.
Obvious money, and they can be like genuine people and not worry about making themselves rich. That's probably a bad take, but we should...
I think his goal in saying that is the same as mine. I just think the approach is bad.
Anyway, another big issue that the U.S. schools are dealing with is childhood poverty. That's a fun topic we're going to talk about right now. Child poverty, obviously, is going to have a huge effect on how a kid performs in school. Children living in poverty are 2 to 3 times more likely to be frequently absent because of a myriad of reasons. And also, I mean, being the poorest kid in a public school is not a great way to boost lifelong self-esteem. Obviously, we shouldn't judge people on what they have and instead the merit of their character, but these are kids we're talking about. Kids are stupid and mean. You go to school wearing the wrong shoes and eating the wrong lunch, you're going to get verbally crucified at the cafeteria.
Dude, I told y'all this. I remember I used to go to Payless for shoes, and I remember the literal bottom of my shoe fell out one day, and I was just walking to my own feet, basically, and I got made fun of so much. I went home that day, and I was like, Mom, I need regular shoes. I was like, they're bullying me. Like, that was like the one time that I actually thought I was getting bullied. Was like that, like, it was bad. Like, I remember, like, I was like crying. Like, I was like, dude, they're just fucking grilling into me. But it's also just the biggest pussy shit ever. Like, motherfuckers grilling other people for being broke when nobody in elementary school has ever made their own money.
Another issue that is uniquely unique to American school children is all of the dying. A lot of dying happening. I don't know how much I can talk about this. The only reason I'm going to be delicate with my language during this part is because of YouTube guidelines. Otherwise, I'd be talking a lot of harsh shit and bringing up a lot of horrifying statistics about it. But genuinely, just put yourself in the shoes of a modern school kid. How the fuck are you going to pretend to concentrate on what the teacher is saying with the threat of that bullshit happening every day? Active shooter drills, weird kids making off-brand comments. Companies are literally selling bulletproof backpacks. But yeah, make sure you're listening to...
What the fuck is that gonna do? What the fuck? That is the dumbest product. I understand the purpose there.
Off-brand comments. Companies are literally...
I have one. Bro, what are you gonna put it on your chest? They're gonna shoot you in the head. A bulletproof backpack Better than nothing? Yeah, I guess. At that point, just go to school in a bulletproof vest. $170 for you to just have a fucking plated backpack.
But yeah, make sure you're listening to the lesson. Go ahead and try and pry your eyes away from the opening door in your classroom. And then there's the fact of school lunches. That's a shit show. I'm torn between public school lunches because we used to have super unhealthy school lunches every day, like pizza and chicken nuggets. And I don't know how you're supposed to like be smart with that shit in your body, but it was delicious. And then Mrs. Obama showed up and made things healthier, which is good for like, childhood obesity, but also I don't want broccoli. I don't want broccoli. And also there's the whole matter of paying for school lunches and like school kids are going into lunch debt so they can eat every day. Free school lunches was a weird...
Dude, I remember they would stop selling my classmates food. They'd be like, you're like $20 in debt. If you have one more day of this, we can't give you food. I was like, bro, no way.
Weirdly politicized moment in the election cycle in America this year. And I don't want to live out on you kind folks, but like, let the kids eat. Just fucking what? It's how much is that? Like $3 a day.
I got
for kids?
free lunch. Yeah, it depends what school you go to. Some schools have free lunch.
There's just so much going on with the so broken with the middle school and high school system in America. I just don't have time to break down every aspect of it because we need to save time for the next step in this video, which is college. You guys know how I feel about college? Do you have any idea? I don't like it. College is dumb and stupid and is a fucking joke nowadays. And I understand that the people who normally say that...
I think that a lot of colleges are dumb and stupid. I think a lot of state schools aren't. Just because if the college is under like $20K a year, I think it's a reasonable thing to amount that debt to get a degree rather than like a college that's $70,000 a year.
That are like hacky Republican podcasters that are saying that the woke mind virus is eating your children's brains at college. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying that college is generally and genuinely a scam. I've made a whole video about this and I've discussed, it was actually the first video I ever made on this channel, but there were some points I wasn't able to talk about in that video that I want to address now. Higher education used to be a standard milestone on the path of the American dream. It used to basically guarantee you'd be employable even if you majored in like Latin or ceramics. And that's why every child of my generation was told growing up that if we didn't go to college, we would be worthless losers and our lives would amount to nothing. So, seems like a pretty good move to go to college.
How old is Big Tug?
Does it not? But unknown to the boomers and Gen Xers, while they were raising us to be good little college students, the colleges themselves were becoming a bastardized version of what they originally were. For one, tuition prices slowly but surely became completely out of control. The price to go learn about some shit you won't use after you graduate used to be reasonable. You could pay for it with a small loan and a summer job. But the price of tuition...
Yo, and where's the money going, bro? Because some Ivy League professors, different story. Bro, you can Google how much your professors make. I was looking up how much some of my philosophy professors make, and it's like 90 grand a year, which is a good salary. But I'm like, that guy got a doctorate and has been working here for 10 years, and he makes less than 100K, and there's fucking 20,000 students that go to this university, and most of them are paying at least a few $1,000s a year, maybe more, probably fucking 10 grand. Like, where the fuck is this shit going?
Tuition has increased, and this is not a joke, by 169% over the last 40 years. I wouldn't say that's a not noticeable number. And meanwhile, income for workers out of college increased only 19% in that same time. So clearly...
You should become a professor after streaming. Dog, I would want to peel my eyes out of my head if I had to go back to college. I have, chat, I've said I was thinking about getting a master's. No. Fuck school, dude. I am like... Yo, you should do it, right? You should go to college if you think it's going to benefit you. But I'm so happy I don't have homework.
That means probably the colleges are giving better and better experiences for their college students, right? Don't be fucking stupid. You know what this is going to be. Throwing every...
What degree do you have? Oh, the most useful degree in the world. A bachelor's of arts in philosophy and religion.
Last dollar at college becomes much harder to justify with bloated amounts of administrative staffers with make-work jobs for people who are basically unemployable anywhere else. If you're in college right now, I suggest you to go to your college office or whatever the administrative area and just look at how many people are sitting around doing literally...
I love psychology. I said philosophy. I have also realized the amount of people that think I have a degree in psychology is crazy. Like the average person doesn't know the difference between philosophy and psychology. I've come to realize that they think they're the same thing, and they're not. A lot of psychology majors and philosophy majors take classes that intertwine together, and a lot of the topics are similar that you might speak on, but the approach is entirely different. Psychology is a science, right? Philosophy is, I guess you could say, there's scientific basis, I guess, but it's more so just like a logic class.
And all the excess funds they get because they raise the prices for no fucking reason. They can't just all give themselves better salaries because that would be suspicious and bad.
We gotta finish this video. Everybody shut up.
So instead, they just keep building new facilities and sport complexes in order to attract new students and prove that the money is going somewhere worthwhile. And meanwhile, college football teams basically justify the existence of entire universities, and yet the players aren't paid anything for creating millions of dollars in value. And the whole time,
well, now can't they get sponsors?
Academics are not improving. They're not getting better at teaching you shit. The focus of studies are also all made up. You can graduate being a fucking toe studier, and they'll give anyone a degree for putting in the bare minimum. You can graduate college so easily nowadays, and I know that because I'm me and I did that. This is God's honest truth. I am not joking. Throughout all of college, I did not end up reading one book. I didn't read one goddamn book, and that seems completely incorrect. And yet I got out of college with a degree and a smile. Now, yes, I did graduate with a communications degree, something that is, you know, equivalent to a
This is the first time that I'm saying this. I cheated on my entire Sharks class. That's kidding. I'm kidding. I didn't cheat on. I didn't read any of the texts. Google may have helped me with every written assignment.
But my God, they knew that.
I did not try in my Sharks class, though.
All know that. They know that they're giving you dog shit when you walk out of there. They don't give a fuck, dude. They just want your money, and they want to put you in incredible debt because they don't give a fuck. And then the older generation has the gall to say, well, you knew the risk going into this. Maybe I did. I was 17. I had no idea about the concept of lifelong, life-changing debt. And you told me I had to do this. You all said we had to do this. Seriously, I really wish I didn't do it. And I know it's not good to tell kids don't go to college, but like, unless you're going to be a fucking doctor or a scientist or a mathematician, don't do it. And even if you do it, there's no guarantee you're gonna have a job anymore. It was a fucking waste of time besides the lifelong friends I made in college, and I could have gotten the same experience by going to summer camp every year. And also, I just want to make a fun little note here. I want to talk directly to the audience. Hello, DePaul University. It's me, Tucker Lindgren. Remember me, your favorite alum from 2019? So listen, I'm already upset with you, okay? Point blank. If I could never see your logo again, I would be thrilled. But the fact that you call me once a month asking for a donation, asking for money from me, go drink some more.
Bro, I already get emails from my university asking for money. It is wild that I liked my university, so I mean, I'm not gonna like shit on them, but at the same time, colleges, even high schools, your high school asks if you don't go to a public high school, even if you do, you can still do donations depending on where it is, especially choice schools. They'll ask you for donations.
And what's worse is you make foreign exchange students make the calls, something that I'm sure they don't want to do, but they have to in order to be allowed to stick around. You guys fucking suck. Fuck you. Unless you're going to be, a doctor or a lawyer or something, just don't go to school. It's not worth it anymore. Just go from high school directly into whatever job you want. And you have a better chance of learning way more. So I've exclusively bitched about the U.S. education system, but why is that? It seems like every other developed nation has a better system set up for this type of thing, but is that true? Or are British people just lying on the internet again? Well, let's look at the numbers. U.S. schools, by definition, are being lapped by high academic performances from other countries. For example, if you want to become a mathematician, don't do that shit in America. There are 30 other nations that are doing better than U.S. at teaching high-level math, and they often do it for free. Could you imagine? Free higher education? That's got to be...
But don't you have to be a citizen of that country to get free education?
Possible. But it's not just the higher education segment that's getting our dicks kicked in, because our kids are much stupider than the average tot. We are ranked 19th in the world K through 12 education. 19th. And also, when they did the study, millennials in America are tied for dead last for math and problem solving. We can't do math. I'm Gen Z, but like by a year. I'm pretty close to millennials, so I'm gonna tie myself to the Harry Potter bacon lovers. We cannot do math, guys. We can't. We are terrible as math. As a unit, we're terrible at math. Here's a quick example of how bad me and my generation are at math. I was making a recipe with my roommate, and we were trying to half the recipe because it was too big, so we wanted to only make half of it. And the recipe called for 2/3 of a cup of cheese, right? So we needed to half 2/3 of a cup of cheese.
2/3 of a cup of cheese would be, you need 1/3. Wait, no. Listen. 2/3 of a cup of cheese is 4/6. You need half of 2/3 of a cup of cheese. Half of 2/3 is 1/3. It's 1/3.
So I'm gonna pose the question to you, and I'm gonna give you, the viewer, a second to try and figure out this math problem. Ready, set, what is 1/2 of 2/3?
It's 1/3.
Okay, do you have your answer? It's 1/3. Obviously it's 1/3 when you look at, when you just take a second to think about it, but we could not figure that out. We could not get it done. First of all, you can't put fractions into your iPhone calculator.
It's not 1/6.
So we were shit out of
1/6 plus 1/6 is 1/3.
Luck there. But like, obviously, 1/2 of 2/3 is 1/3. That's what it looks like. But I'm sure some of you fucked that up. We were calling our friends, seeing if they were as stupid as us, and no one got the answer right. We called like 5 people. And also in America, the fun fact, our workforce is the most undereducated in the world. A statistical fact. We are acutely the stupidest people. It's not just a meme, guys. It's real. But hey, at least we're good at sports. Right, team? At least we can catch ball, run far. That'll make sure we maintain global dominance. God damn it, it's so over. It is so jover. After looking at all of this, I pretty much think that the US education system seems, I don't know, almost designed to leave people turned off to learning and sets us up to take mundane and soul-crushing jobs. Oh, fuck. Okay, we can fix this. We can fix all of this. School.
Well, I think the gap of educated people and uneducated people in the United States is also a lot further because higher education costs so much in the US that it turns people away from even attempting to do it. I think like other European countries that have cheaper education probably have a more closer gap between like high school grads and like college grads, or not even high school grads, college grads, because that gap would be similar. But I think the average citizen in Europe is more around the same level of intelligence comparable to the US, just because most people are just not even going to try to go to college.
Schools need more resources so we can give every student the best training to do whatever they need.
As the years go on. How many people, what is the statistics of that? How many people go to college in the US now? 61%, but how many of them graduate? What percent of high school go to college in the US and graduate? 33%. So only 2/3 of 60% of students graduate. So less than half of American students go to college.
Need to do. The price of colleges should be slashed since the degrees are worth less. Kids
or
should
go to college and actually finish. It's like 1 out of 3 students that enroll into university drop out.
Be warned about money and how much debt you can go into and just what money does, because we are all financially illiterate, and we should focus more on paying teachers so that they give a shit instead of leaving the workforce in droves. And all of that is going to cost money, which is a shame because we're so poor, guys. America is so poor. Obviously, we don't have money to give to the kids. Oh wait, no, that's a joke because we have all of the money. We have all of it. We have more money than God knows what to do with. And yet we can't figure this out. New videos every Wednesday and Saturday.
W fucking vid, dude. All right, that only took an hour and 20 minutes to get through. We're gonna fucking speed through some of these other videos. Count me down 30 seconds, chat. I gotta piss real quick, then we're hopping into the next. This is a Face IQ video. I hadn't heard of this guy prior to this video, but I think he is a part of like the, looks maxing black pill community. He does a lot of like physical analyses of people and how they look. And he is going to be criticizing my video today about me making fun of the black pill community.
Lamest people on the internet. The internet's got a variety of...
Is this in super speed?
That would be you.
Features and groups. But I think I found the lamest one. You know, looks maxes. This is them, but like even lamer somehow.
Brain rot content.
Blackpilling. Bro, I keep getting on like blackpill content. Like people use this one clip of me.
Why is he watching my video in 2x?
Where I say the first thing that somebody recognizes about you is your looks, and that's how they determine whether or not they're attracted to you.
Yeah, that's how it works, yeah.
Because of copyright? I don't think you would get copyrighted for reacting to my content.
And that's how they determine...
Hold up. I gotta restart this video. That just took me off. That took me by surprise. This was in 2x.
Lamest people on the internet. The internet's got a variety of...
That would be you.
Features and groups. But I think I found the lamest one. You know, looks maxes. This is them, but like even lamer somehow.
Brain rot content.
Blackpilling. Bro, I keep getting on like blackpill content. Like people use this one clip of me where I say the first thing that somebody recognizes about you is your looks, and that's how they determine whether or not they're attracted to you.
Yeah, that's how it works, yeah.
But then after that, I talk about how the majority of building a relationship and actually getting somebody to like you is your personality. And
okay, remember, a prerequisite's more important than that, remember?
They just cut that off.
So the prerequisite is more important in the sense of starting a conversation, but personality does matter for building relationships with people. Yes, your looks get your foot in the door, but after your foot's in the door, your foot could get crushed pretty quick if you don't know what to do next, you know? Like, just looking good doesn't mean that you're going to nail, you know, like a good conversation. You might get that conversation started. Yo, throw it in sub only. You might get that conversation started, but you're not going to be able to fucking continue it after that.
No, we understand that. We just understand a prerequisite's inherently more important. because it's the prerequisite. If you do not meet the physical standards, then you are rejected. Does that make sense?
At all. So I don't think it's an immediate rejection. If you don't meet the physical standards of somebody, they're less likely to spark a conversation with you because they would be less interested in you to begin with. But it is proven that partners find each other more and more attractive through, you know, compatibility over time. Like, if you are maybe not, you know, the most attractive person in the world to somebody, like, say they think you're a 7, not a 10, as they get to know you, they would perceivably find you more and more attractive because of your personality. But I get what you're saying in that, like, the prerequisite of any initial relationship is attraction, you know, physical attraction. I'm not disagreeing with the black pill community about that. I think I might have contradicted myself at times in that video that I made as well, where I was criticizing the black pill community, because yes, there is, I'm not saying that looks don't matter in relationships, because that's a lie, right? They do. Because when you meet somebody, the first thing you notice is what they look like. I get what you're saying prerequisite-wise on that, but to say that the prerequisite is what matters the most, okay, fine. But that's only the first second of a relationship. You know, you can't say the rest of the shit doesn't matter.
They put the clip of, like, me saying, hey, like, people, the first thing that somebody notices about you is your looks. And then they're just like, yep, that's it. I'm like, that's not it. Like,
But it's the most important, which is what the black pill says. It says physical attractiveness is the most important thing for attracting women. So
physical attractiveness is the most critical factor in determining men's dating success, especially in modern Western culture. A man's money, status, and social skills are argued to be other factors of secondary importance. An expanded alternate theory definition proposes that a man's dating and life outcome generally relies on genetically determined traits. I think that dating success in terms of landing the first date, but I would argue that somebody that is insufferable as a person, regardless of looking like Marlon, you know, is going to fail in the dating pool if they are, you know, fucking a dickhead, you know? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you, yes, you could be really attractive, but if after that first date, you know, they go, wow, that person's a dud, they're going to fucking leave. It doesn't matter if you're hot.
Your height, your frame, your physique, your face. That's the most important. Understand?
I think finding somebody attractive is off looks. Like, that does matter.
Okay.
Some people say it does, but
if it's the prerequisite, then it's the most important. Because if you fail it, then your personality doesn't matter, right? It's pretty simple logic.
Yeah, but it's like you're ignoring every other factor. It's like the prerequisite's the most important, so it's what matters the most. Okay, but I think you're going to realize after you spend 8 years fucking looks maxing that when you finally get into a long-term relationship, you know nothing about compatibility because everything that you've done is focused on what you look like. Like, I just feel like it's not bad to say, I need to look more attractive to get dates. But it's like, I guess maybe, I'm not saying it's the black pill community in general. It's the black pill influencers that I see on TikTok, which maybe that's brain rot clips. But a lot of the black pill influencers that I see are more raving about how looks matter so much that it is the only thing you should care about in, like, you know, day-to-day, you know, functionality of your life. You know, you should be working out, which is good for your health, but it's not like, hey, you should be working out for your health and for looks. It's like everything you do around yourself should be focused on facilitating your fucking 1 out of 10 rating on how good you look. And that breeds narcissism. Does it not? Like, would that not make you more dickheadish? Like, if you can't focus on your looks that heavily day to day and not become an asshole. And that's coming from somebody that claims I used to be a narcissist. I used to care so much about how I look. That's not one of the only reasons. But it's like, I used to be more narcissistic, you know? Like, so if you can't sit here and go, oh, I'm going to care about all I look, that's the only thing that I'm going to fucking focus on, and then not become like a fucking asshole because you're going to be so hyper-focused on you, you know, not anybody else. Not like taking care of the person, having the conversation. You get your foot in the door. After that, they're going to fucking slam it in your face. It doesn't matter.
In terms of long-term relationship capability, no. But I'm saying, yeah.
But it's the prerequisite, remember?
That's the first thing that somebody recognizes about you is your looks, because that's their subconscious opinion is going to be how you look. But that's not the only thing that matters. And like
yes, and no one claims otherwise.
The way that I understand black pill is that the only thing that matters is your.
No, it's the most important thing by definition, not the only thing. Idiot.
It's not the only thing, but yes, Yes. Saying it's the most important thing, though, and putting that much weight on looks diverts attention from other categories of yourself, right? That's the point that I'm trying to make. You know, you're never building anything about you outside of your looks, right? Your hobby is what you look like because you focus so much on that.
It.
Your looks. And I think that's wrong.
Yeah, that is. That's a straw man because the black pill doesn't say that. Idiot.
Because that is where not only, yes, maybe in the terms of like the first thing somebody notices is your looks, but then they're going to realize your entire personality is structured around how you look, which is like obscene narcissism. Like, it's just...
Yeah, I'm kind of just repeating myself.
It actually hasn't been an issue in my experience.
That would be a fallacy. Idiot. What? Like, you literally, that would be a fallacy. That's in my experience. I'm using a fallacy. You're using a fallacy. Don't point out that we're using fallacies if you're also going to use fallacies. In your experience, doesn't fucking matter, right? Like, now we're agreeing to disagree. Now we're both sitting here just going, all right, well, we're arguing in terrible formats. In a court of law, this wouldn't hold up because we're just using illogical points.
A fucking rapport within yourself of like, I look great, I look awesome. This is how I need to look. I need to change my haircut. I need to start mewing. Maybe I should get facial surgery.
Well, yes, an idiot who's talking about mewing, perhaps.
Bro, you're 20. Bro, your brain's not even done developing yet. You're gonna get fucking plastic surgery.
Your brain never stops developing. You don't understand the science about that, though, do you?
No, your brain doesn't stop developing. Your brain constantly ages throughout the entirety of your life. But the majority of brain growth and development starts, kind of slow turning down at around 25, if I'm correct on that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's like your brain still ages and your brain changes throughout your entire life. But that's kind of to also compensate for certain parts of your brain getting more, I guess, dumbed down or dying, right? That's why, like, wisdom is usually kind of prized through older people, whereas, like, intelligence, reaction time, and, like, in-the-moment decision-making is more prominent for younger individuals, right? Like, strategy, like, wisdom, like, all that stuff, carries through, and you get that through not only experience, but also brain development. But, yeah, I think I was more so saying, like, getting surgery to look different when you're below 25 and you haven't even physically stopped changing is absurd, Like, you see these guys that are like, I'm going to get plastic surgery, and they're 19, they're 20. I'm like, you might look different. Obviously, your bone structure isn't really going to change much. So I see what they're saying in that sense, but it's like, maybe give it some time.
Never stops. The 25 figure is false. It never stops developing.
20 years old because you think that you don't look good? Like, it's your life, fine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, don't think that, like, that's the end all be all on whether or not people are going to like you is how you look. It's because they take...
It is, essentially.
Like, the idea of black pill is they take something that isn't absurd to say and then make that the only thing that matters. Like, good-looking people...
Is he going to say it's the prerequisite for the 50th time?
...get better connections in life. Is that true?
Correct.
To a degree? Potentially.
To a high degree. In fact, if you look at the CEOs of the Fortune 500, I think the average height is 6'3". It's fucking insane. Like, height in success is super important.
I'm not going to disagree with the idea that looking better enables you to get more connections. Because you find more utility-based friends, or not utility-based friends. You find there's like 3 different types of friends in Aristotle's not Nicomachean. Is it Nicomachean ethics? There's 3 types of friends. One's like of utility, one's of something else, and one's of virtue. And the one in the middle is like friend of value or something, and you kind of like being around them. And a lot of like success stories in the business sense are of attractive people that kind of brought themselves up rather than having like nepotism behind them where they, grew into wealth. But that's also because they had to make themselves stand out. And yes, more attractive people do, tend to do that. I'm not going to disagree with that.
But I think that...
Yes, your brain is...
Brady said, yes, height.
Very neuroplastic.
Brady's 6'5" at heart.
Plastic, it develops the rest of your life. It never stops developing. That 25 figure is false.
The idea that looking good gets your foot in the door. But when you...
So that's more important, isn't it? Because if you don't get in the door, then your personality doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, but if you're focusing on success in the business world and a huge portion of your day is dedicated to how you look, and then you actually get down and you sit at that meeting and they interview you and they understand that you're fucking dumb piece of shit because you haven't fucking studied what you need to know to get. Now we're not even talking about relationships. now we're just talking about like black pill, like how you look in the sense of like business success. Yes, looking good helps you land that interview. But then if you suck in the interview, they're not going to fucking hire you. You know, you're not going to build that relationship with that person if you go out and get drinks and you actually shoot shit about what your ideas are and your ideas are terrible. You know what I mean? Like if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, your ideas matter more than what you look like, you know? Like I just don't, I get what you're saying. And I agree that like how you look does aid success in the business sense, but it's not the thing that is determining whether or not you're successful.
Idiot.
But Joe, it's the prerequisite. I know it's the prerequisite. I know it is a prerequisite.
We care about looking good, and then you get your foot in the door, and they're like, okay, hey.
But if you nail that prerequisite, you've done 90% of the work.
No, you haven't. What? Bro, you're acting like life is like a YouTube thumbnail. Like, oh my gosh. It's just like, if you're trying to date to fuck, maybe. Like if you're just trying to get one night stand hookups and you just want to look good so people will just have sex with you, you know, fine. But if you actually want to have a girlfriend and a wife, you know, and you only focus on how you look, they're not going to like you.
If you actually look good enough for someone to want to date you long term, you have surpassed 90% of men. So,
bro, I'm going to have the counterpoint though that like, I mean, women get with guys, you see there's so many people and they get judged for it. I have so many friends that even they themselves say their girlfriend's out of their league. And they're not looks maxers, right? They land that girl because the girl likes them, you know? Like they like their personality because the women that they're with have dated guys that maybe they would perceive as more attractive than them, right? But those guys were assholes. You know, those guys weren't treating them the way that they wanted to be treated. So it's like, I don't know. It's a fallacy, Joe. Yeah, bro. I'm not going to call him out on his I called him out on a fallacy because he called me out on one. I'm not going to sit here and say we're having some fucking actual debate. We're not debating. This is a conversation.
Then your personality matters a lot less because you're actually physically desirable. Don't you understand?
Your personality matters less because you're more physically desirable. I think in the sense of, yeah, having sex, but not in the sense of dating, you know? Like not in the sense of like actually being with someone.
And that.
And they start asking for your qualifications or they want to learn about you. And you're the most dull person ever. Because
so yes, let's make up a fake scenario.
All you care about is whether or not you look appealing. It's like, man, that's like, I don't know.
Strawman's of despair.
There's so much stress within yourself, you know? The idea of having to constantly be like, I need to look this way. I need to be this attractive. It's now you're like, you're hindering your own mood, you know? The pivot of how you feel in life is going to be how you look that day.
Well, yeah, it's increased insecurity, you know? I think, and the one thing that I will say is, I don't think like a lot of black pillars mean to be mean when they're talking about looks. They look at it at a very objective sense, which I understand, right? They're not like making fun of you for being ugly. They're just like, you're a 5, you know, you're a 4. Your face dimensions are fucked. But it's like, if you're somebody that's a part of that community and you're like self-criticizing yourself, it's like, wouldn't you just go day to day being like, God, I'm so ugly. My facial structure sucks. You know, nobody's ever going to love me. It's like, fuck, man. Like now, like you're not confident in yourself, and confidence can stem from attraction, but confidence doesn't stem from how other people find you attraction. Confidence doesn't stem from how attractive other people find you. Confidence stems from how you feel about yourself. And if people are a part of the black pill community and gaining value out of that, I'm fine with it. You know, whatever. If you are more confident in yourself, and because you're feeling like you need to do some sort of looks maxing thing, that's fine. But my concern is that like the self-love integrated with the idea of like, hey, I'm so fucking ugly, my genetics suck, make you more insecure, and whatever you gain out of looks maxing in terms of objective attractiveness, you lose in insecurity, right? You might be more attractive to somebody else, but you won't hold that confidence because you're not confident in yourself.
Like, I don't know, man. And it's just like living for other people.
Black pill content. This is a group of people that believe looks and genetics are the most.
What if you're just ugly? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean if you're just ugly?
Important thing in life, and they decide how
The most important, correct. And not in life and dating.
every interaction is gonna go, which is, you know, sort of.
You were saying in life though, because you're saying with businesses, business stuff too. And I would say this is more an argument less about dating and more about like hookups, right? Like I get the argument for blackpilling if it's just like I just want to look good so I could hook up with somebody I met at a bar, had a 10-minute conversation with, and then we fucking, you know, hooked up.
Every interaction is gonna go, which is, you know, sort of.
Well, what is it? It's like
False, that's a straw man.
it's like subhuman, sub 5, sub 3, low tier normie, high tier normie, Chad. Like there's a ranking system in the black pill like community.
Correct.
Where they like rank what you look. And a lot of the time they'll say that I'm like a normie or a low tier normie. Like I saw one guy do
You're a normie.
a whole facial analysis on me and he said I was a 5.
That's not inaccurate.
He said I was a 5. And he was like, if he fixed his hair
That's not inaccurate. Yeah, no, you got some problems.
and got Greek curls, he'd maybe be a little bit better. But they'll be
Yeah, it's largely you're exposing your
My fat fucking forehead. Yes. My gigantic cranium. My head is huge. Yes. I can't wear regular hats.
overly wide neurocranium.
Man, this guy's growing on me. This guy's growing on me. It's your overly wide neurocranium. Your head looks weird. Just say that. Just say that. Why are you fucking making it all scientific? Just say my head looks fucking weird.
Doesn't look good.
My chin protrudes. Your nose is fucking crooked.
like his nose is crooked, his jaw's too far out. I'm like, man.
Yeah, your jaw's too wide.
Bro, I don't care. And the guys that are making those analysis videos are like 3s. Like, I just, how are you going to sit there and make all of your content
Because their looks has nothing to do with yours, idiot.
about like, hey, I'm going to rank how this person looks?
I could look like the most greasy, ugly subhuman or a Chad. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god, bro, I hate, bro, subhuman. Like, bro, like, oh my god. Like, we're calling people subhuman because it's like, yo, you're so fucking, yeah. I get the point. I get the point. Where he's like, it doesn't matter if you're a 3 because it's about objective attractiveness. Like, a 3 is still ranking you on an objective scale knowing they're a 3. But it's just like, ugh.
I'm giving you an objective assessment, idiot. And also, it's funny, you're now referring to how they look as if that matters. So you're kind of implying the black pill yourself.
Well, I feel like it's the perceived aggression. I think I had a bad first look at the community in that, like, all the shit I would originally see was just like hate spewing about certain people and being like, oh, you're sub 3, you're subhuman. And there are people a part of the community that do that. But I think from the objective standpoint, it's not meant to be malicious. I was just kind of making fun of the people that are ugly, a part of the black pill community, that are being assholes, right? Does that make sense? Where it's like, you're not being objective, like you're ugly, and then also going on, you know, social media and just being like, this person's fugly as shit. Like the people that are in comment sections that make fun of people they deem as ugly when they themselves are 2s. It's like, why are you doing that? Like, it's like you're putting yourself on a higher... It's like you're making fun of somebody else to try and put yourself up on a higher pedestal. It's like, let me find more people that are uglier than me because that'll make me, in retrospect, more attractive objectively. But it doesn't.
When you're, like, literally in a basement that's wet, underground.
And what does that have to do with your face if they're in a basement that's wet, Joe? What does that have
Nothing. You're right.
to do with your face, idiot?
Just like fucking...
He's called me an idiot like 30 times.
Just ranking people. I'm like, yeah.
What if they're fucking sucking a dick while they're rating you? Does that matter? Idiot.
Just like fucking... Just rank...
Oh my god.
I'm like, yeah.
What if they're fucking sucking a dick while they're rating you? Does that matter? No. Idiot.
A 5. I don't care. Right? Like, I used to...
See, no, he just broke character there. What is with, like, the fucking... Like, the monotone... Show emotion. Show emotion. Why? Like, he giggled for a second and then immediately... Look at him lock back in.
While they're rating you. Does that matter? No. Idiot.
A 5. I don't care.
No, and then he went,
right,
no, I gotta focus up.
I used to
Surely you don't. That's why you keep talking about it.
care so much about how I looked. And I still do fixate on certain things. Like, I fixate on my hair a lot, right? Because I do think I am gonna go bald. And so that upsets me. But, like, there are days where I'll just be like, I need to do my hair. And I'll just, like, fucking leave it. So.
And the thing that makes these people so lame is that they're quote-unquote straight men who edit other men because they think they look good, or they argue about which man they think looks better in the comment section, and just bully people who aren't conventionally attractive. When I know damn well.
Well, who's the famous guy that's technically the pinnacle of like black?
Keep pausing the video, bro.
Pill Chad. Oh my God, who is it? No, not Marlon.
You're pausing the video too. Nah, this guy's being a cornball.
It's like a famous Hollywood actor. I don't know, man. I mean, like this is
gotta prevent smile lines. No, I'm.
That's like one of the guys. I know it's Ian Somerhalder. I would agree more on Ian Somerhalder than Jordan Barrett. Ian Somerhalder's a fucking hot guy, but like I don't know why is he the pinnacle of like Chad? Because his facial structure is good. Like it's because they'll say I have a negative canthal tilt too, and that makes me look like a bitch. I'm like, this is like
that's something to laugh about.
Actual shit, where it's like,
it is something to laugh about because I don't care. Because if you're gonna fucking sit there and cry about the fact that you have a negative canthal tilt, that's only making you less confident, more insecure, and more unattractive. Like I know I'm contradicting myself in this video, but it's contradictive to view yourself in that negative of a way because then you're going against the idea of being more attractive because you're purposefully just making yourself more unappealing because you're now unconfident in yourself.
Analyze me, they'll be like, yo,
I don't give a fuck, bro. My eyes are angled like that. Who cares?
Looks like a bitch.
No, your biggest issues are not that.
Okay, it's like if you ever want to feel the worst you've ever felt in your life, ask somebody from the black pill community to rate how attractive you are, and they will be like, yeah, man, I think it's cooked. You're so ugly. And I'm like, god damn, man. Like the fucking standards we have.
These people behind their desk looking like this and telling me this guy's right eyebrow is bigger than his left, so he's cooked. And then proceed to tell me this is the peak.
What a brain rot, like low IQ original video as well, like with this little corny editing. It's like appealing to what, 12-year-olds?
St. Don?
Male beauty.
Yeah, man. Bro, actually, some shit that looks like you got plastic surgery.
Borak, bro. As a part of this
okay, and?
video, I've looked into the species. I'm a cold.
Honestly, bro, I think the biggest thing about attractiveness is how you carry yourself.
This guy can turn a 1-minute video into a 20-minute video.
Hey, that's the skill, brother. That's the skill. I might have some sort of attention disorder. I don't know. I've never been tested. That's a part of the fucking game, man. I could sit here and watch a 5-minute video for 4 hours.
And you could say this is like some glaze shit. I've seen a lot of guys that own how they dress. I think that's a big thing. What you wear changes. that's more than like
type of evil villain.
Dog in fucking Mew, so I can fix my facial structure, bro. If you like good drip and not like good drip where it's
is that why you're wearing a fucking tank top and a shitty chain?
Shitty chain. This chain's fucking worth as much as your car.
Wear what people want me to wear.
What the fuck?
I mean, yes, it matters.
Shitty chain. It's a fucking gold Cuban. What do you mean shitty chain?
But holy fuck.
That you fuck with and you like and you own it. People find that attractive.
Dude, own that fucking style, bro.
What? No, I'm not saying, yo, I'm wearing a regular ass tank top. This wouldn't be like going out clothes. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yo, I'm going to go wear this. What I think the point that I'm making is like confidence is perceived as attractive, right? And I think the black pill community would say that confidence stems from attraction. But I would argue that confidence stems from inner like belief of attraction, right? Not how other people perceive you, right? Like if you're weighing how their perspective of you, if you're weighing their perspective more than your own, then that's gonna shoot insecurity through the fucking roof, right? Like you have to care more about how you look in your own brain than how other people perceive you. And the people that you can see it, obviously, like if you're out in public, there are people that carry themselves in a way that they feel, even if they're not like, you know, Chads in like the objective sense, they're more attractive because they carry themselves in a, you know, fucking confident manner.
I'm not trying to say like Adam Sandler.
Wait. Let me show you.
Danny DeVito. Oh my God. Oh my, yo, literally Danny DeVito. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I get what you're saying where it's like, yeah, he's short, you know, the hair, you know, it's its own thing. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Danny DeVito's a 10. But like Danny DeVito carries himself in a way that is more, it makes him more attractive than he would be if he was not confident.
So look at him owning this shit. Fucking Mauger.
Yeah, it's sick.
Holy fuck, dude.
Like that guy's old, but like Adam Sandler, owns his shit. Like, that's an attractive
Yeah,
thing.
bro.
To own the fucking baggy-ass basketball shorts. He looks like a cornball. Like, he wears cornball fucking clothes, but he owns it. And so nobody cares. It's not cringe. Like, if you own your shit, people are like, fuck with that. Because
So owning your clothes, that's something in your head that doesn't even exist.
What? What?
That doesn't even exist. So how are other people going to sense it if it doesn't even exist?
Subconscious cues? So like how you hold yourself, right? Like how you what I mean by owning your clothes is like the confidence you carry within your style, right? Like you're dressing a way that you feel fits you regardless of how you think society perceives that fashion, right? Does that make sense? I think there are ways where it's corny. Like Jaden Smith, I don't like his fashion. I think it makes him look worse. But that's like my opinion. Like some of the clothes Jaden Smith wears, it's not like, I don't know. I don't like certain things. I don't know what this is. This might have some meaning behind it that I don't know, but like, yeah, I get with this. It's like, okay, yeah, owning that, it's also just like, okay. But I'm saying in the sense of like non-basic, conventionally normalized clothing.
They're going to see your clothes. They're going to see your face. Are they going to see if you own your clothes? No, that doesn't even exist. Idiot.
No, but they're going to see how you're interacting with people, how you're having conversations. Are you enjoying yourself? Are you laughing? You know? Are you showing who you are at a bar versus the guy in the corner? Acting nonchalant, you know, tongue pressed against the top of his mouth. Fucking standing there. Like, bro, like if enjoying yourself, like, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, don't stop acting nonchalant, you know, like just be you, you know. I think that is attractive. Even if it's like not a physical thing, it's still shown. Your non-physical, I guess, personality traits show through physical action.
level of authenticity, rather than trying to be somebody that you're
People watch, bro. You see it. If you're 21, go to a bar, sit in a corner like a goblin, and just watch people. You will see more attractive guys, objectively, get less girls than guys that hold themselves in a way that is perceivably more attractive.
Oh,
people
okay.
recognize fakeness, and they don't fuck with people that are fake. And a lot of time, like BB community people are trying to be somebody that they feel like they need to be, rather than somebody that they are.
People or black people.
That's deep.
People. I've studied their behavior and learned their lingo. And
What did I say? I zoned out. Sorry. I saw somebody say, "What drink do you get at a bar?" And I zoned out, and I was thinking about it. I mean, that also might be like a playing factor. Like, there's so many small things that, like, subconsciously register within people. So I get what you're saying, like, the physical attractive sense. It's like, that matters. But there's so many other things outside of that, too, that I would also say are prerequisites.
And a lot of time, like, BB community people are trying to be somebody that they feel like they need to be, rather than somebody that they are.
people or black people.
That's deep.
People. I've studied their behavior and learned their lingo. And really, I don't like what I found. And just to be clear, black pill is more
Well, you sound like a fucking moron, so we don't care.
like an extreme version of looks maxing. Not necessarily all looks maxes, but, you know, drag making that distinction. The first place I looked to study these creatures was TikTok. There's a good chance that you come across a black pill edit or two. Normally what these consist of is a stitch of somebody's
No. The fucking music they use, though, is peak. I gotta say, if you see a BP edit, the video is fucking awful.
Wow, such a relatable normie take. Thank you.
But they edit it to where it's like, damn, this is like not convincing, but mildly interesting.
Why did that annoy him? What did I say that was? What did I say that? Like, he just like he like viscerally had a visceral reaction to that. He got like mad when I was like, "Oh, I like the music." He went,
saying
something like, "Oh, looks don't matter," or someone that's not seen as conventionally attractive.
Like, because it's cringe that I shared a take that is like basic.
Literally doing anything.
Yeah, but
because I'm a normie. Because I'm a fugly normie. I'm a stupid chud.
Kind, smart.
See, like, that's so fucking sad. Nah, like, this guy's a cock. Commenting that Sub-Zero looking at me, bro. Like, nah, you actually work at Burger King.
Yeah, that's a little cringe, but yeah, she looks horrible.
Bro, you work at Burger King and you don't have friends. Like, and you're sitting here commenting on people that fucking like.
What is the importance of those things? Okay, they work a job, and then they don't have people they call friends. So now what?
And they don't have friends. Somebody with friends is always perceivably more attractive, because being social is how you find a partner. Because humans are like not pack animals, but societal based beings.
Actually, not.
You know what I'll do? I'll actually let the chat talk more. All right, here you go.
This motherfucker commenting against this woman, like being an absolute dick about her appearance.
Thoughtful and caring, and those are things that matter more.
What if you can create your
Shut
own
up.
website by saying this?
Bro, get an ad blocker. Fuck. You're a YouTuber. Or get YouTube Premium. There's watching the ads.
This is what I want.
Why do you cut this out?
What if you got a hair trim? No. All right.
You can't.
But
Why
what if-
is this in the fucking video? He's watching the ad.
What if you did get a hair transplant? You would look better, wouldn't you?
What did this poor lady do to you? Literally anyone can get hit with a black pill edit and nobody is safe. And normally the people that make these edits obviously leave their face out because almost 100% of the time they look like this. But on the rare occasion where the editor includes themselves in,
He's giving you ad revenue. Facts.
it's so obvious every single time because you just see this ethereal looking
I just made 0.0001 pennies from that.
renowned model and then this nigga. Okay, just try and figure it out yourself. Let me show you an edit and I want you to figure out which one is the person that made it.
Okay, no, nice.
Did you?
Wait, so are you guys implying that looks is subjective because you can always identify who snuck in?
Valid point.
Interesting. Interesting Freudian slip there, Joe.
I feel like that one's a joke though. That one's a joke though.
Why would you think it's a joke? Based on his face, it's a joke or not? So you're telling me you can objectively assess if he's good looking?
Well, I think it'd be absurd to I think it's an absurd level of narcissism to relate yourself to people that you're picking out as objective 10s and then just wedge yourself into that regardless of whether or not you are a 10.
Ooh, interesting.
Did you find them? Let's try another one.
Attraction subjective. Attraction subjective on a multitude of things, but I think the black pill community kind of has an objective set of attractiveness items that are usually, by the majority of the population seen as, attractive. A symmetrical face, good bone structure. There's a few things.
Wait, if everyone can find them, that means it's objective, isn't it? Interesting.
I don't think that I'm disagreeing with the idea of a perceivably objective genetic attractiveness scale, right? Like I'm not disagreeing with the idea that a good bone structure is objectively attractive. I'm not disagreeing that facial symmetry is objectively attractive. I'm not disagreeing that my fat ass forehead is a -3 points on my 1 to 10 scale. But it's like that's not it. That's not the only thing that matters.
Wait, so everyone can find them?
People in the comments are just flaming this nigga too. This guy just replied with this image. Fitting. I don't know where this nigga thought he was going with this. That's not a sneak in, that's trespassing. To being nice.
So you guys all just proved black pill. Good job.
Not cussed anything. Okay,
Idiots.
on TikTok you also find the higher ranking.
No. Because I think the argument for black pill is that is not just the prerequisite, but the main thing that matters. That's what I'm arguing against. I'm not arguing against their rating system. If you want to rate me a 5, that's fine. If I'm a fucking normie, I'm not going to be like, I'm not a fucking normie and get all fucking offended by it. It's fine. Like, the thing that, the points that he made about my face, I agree with, right? I just don't have an insecurity about them that I used to, right? Like, I don't fucking hyper-focus on, oh, my fucking forehead's fat as shit. Like, do I sometimes wish, my forehead wasn't as big and my cranium wasn't as wide? Maybe. But, I'm not gonna tweak about. I'm not gonna fucking not sleep about it.
BP people having mug offs.
Bro, what the fuck? This is an
That's
actual
cringe
thing?
as fuck.
A mog off, and they're getting
That's
donations
cringe, yeah.
to see who looks better. This guy's making
Is my audio good? Let me know.
like a weird rock smolder right
Yeah, the audio's fine.
now.
Yeah, this editing is truly cancer.
This guy, I feel like this guy got the mog off. Probably, I vote him winning.
But can we address the elephant in the room though? This BP business is kind of zesty. Really look at the facts here. All right? We have men editing other men.
Yeah, it's full focusing on other guys' attributes and being obsessive over how they look.
Are you guys implying there's something wrong with that?
If they look good. And I've looked at how these people act and speak.
No, but the black pill mindset is attractiveness is the main prerequisite for getting women generally when it is outward or perceivably, obsessive over other men in you know, I feel like it's kind of obvious. Like, why am I trying to explain this? You're doing a black pill thing to try and get women, but a part of the black pill, you know, mindset is like constantly ranking and looking at other men's attractiveness.
Smiling like a deity because they like the way
and like comparing yourself to other men
that he looks. I don't know about you, but that sounds a little sus to me. You know, if they're taking back shots or not, that's not really my
Okay, yo, that's sus.
concern.
I really do feel like Marlon has a very big BP community. Like, not even like he's trying to have it. It's just like, I bet Marlon
Do you feel that way?
has a lot of people that
I do feel that way. Yes. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking, Face IQ.
just like him because they find him attractive, but it's also like a lot of people that like want to look like Marlon.
I don't want to look like him. I want to look like other people.
So I say again. But these BP people like to throw.
You should want to look like you. That's the fucking point that I'm making. You know? I think you should always be like down to improve your health and your physical attractiveness, but you shouldn't like aspire to look like somebody else. You should just aspire to look like the best version of yourself.
Around the term female gaze, the whole goal.
Yeah, like you should have an authenticity.
I guess is to capture the female gaze, and they actually do have a calculated way that they measure attractiveness.
Your editing is fucking brain rot. Just talk to the camera, dude. Like, put your face. How about you put your face on camera?
Not just, oh, I think this guy looks better. And this is known as PSL. And
Bro, I don't know, man. I really feel like it's personality, bro. I have seen so many guys, girls way out of their league at bars because they're just really good at talking. And I'm not even saying flirting.
Well, let's just trust your anecdote over all the statistics then. Yeah, you know, like, let me show you a little something.
Height at a he's gonna say that women tend to match with men that are over 6 feet. Regardless of you being 5'11 and a half, the number matters more statistically. Yeah. I'm not saying anecdotally that is the case all the time. You know, I'm saying like if you go up to a woman at a bar and you're a 9 and nip slip and you're a 9 and you fucking try and flirt with her, but you're like, you know, what's up, babes? Let me get them digits. Cringe. Now a 7 walks up and sparks a conversation, you know, mentions he's charismatic, you know, he mentions something about her dress or her clothing and, you know, transitions into an actual conversation. They have, you know, some sort of spark between them, and then he kind of, you know, moves from there to a more flirtatious conversation, I guess. Does that make sense? It's like the charisma and the personality are just as much a prerequisite for landing a woman as the looks are in a physical setting, right? Like what you say to them matters. Like they're not like you're dumbing it down to like women see hot guy, they go for hot guy. Like it's more than just, you know, this guy's hot. I don't care if he's dull as shit.
Let's just trust your little. Let's just ignore this, which this is millions of data points.
Yes. No, that is true. Women do filter out shorter men.
Millions of data points on one of the.
And I think that is a problem, you know. I think that does suck, you know. It's not it is unfair for shorter men. I will agree. And I think conversely, it's the same thing for taller women. You know, women over 5'9" have trouble finding men because tall men go for short girls. Short guys go for short girls. Tall women go for tall men. So it's like, if you're a tall woman, you are actually struggling. I would say you're struggling in the sense of not struggling in the sense of getting matches more, because men, it's harder to get matches than women, but like actual relationships, it's harder for taller women to find, you know. I disagree. Well, I'm saying if you're usually tall men go for short women, short men go for short women. So who goes for tall women? You know, I'm not saying people don't, but like in the same sense, it's two sides of the coin. And I will agree, you know, physically, like I'm not going to disagree with this point. I won't. But I think this doesn't disprove my point at a bar. You know, like if you are able to show yourself in a charismatic way, that is perceivably attractive. Now, I'm not going to disagree, and this is what does suck. And I'm not trying to be like rude when I say this, but yeah, if you're like 5'3" and a guy and you walk up to a girl that's 5'9" and you try and hit on her, she might not give you the light of day, you know? And that sucks. But like, that's why you got to fucking shoot your shot for other people. You know, like it's not
top ways people meet. based on height and.
It's not like just you're not doom and gloom if you're 5'5" and a guy. Like you could still find women. You know, it's just yeah, it's guys that are like 6'5" are gonna have it the best.
Female users filtering the height. Let's ignore this because of what you saw at a bar. That sounds smart. Let's do that.
Holding a conversation. Like the amount of my friend, like I would say Brooke's out of my league, right? I would say that she's much more attractive than me. I don't think when we started dating, I don't think I was like some savant at talking, right? But like I think I got lucky, right? But I do have a lot of friends.
So you have a lot of subscribers and money, remember?
That I think are very interesting people, and I wouldn't say they're ugly.
I didn't when she started dating me. I've been dating my girlfriend for over 4 years now. I wasn't even really making a salary when we started dating. Like I was making money on social media, but like now I make money. But I wasn't rich when I started dating Brooke, like by any means. Like we started dating October of 2021. Like I was basically just starting out. Like I had done TikTok for, you know, about a year prior. And I started streaming for like, you know, maybe like 9 months or so. But I hadn't really made much. I hadn't made enough money for it to be like lucrative. I had just started kind of like tuning up in terms of like an audience.
But they outwardly say
so he's trying to like insinuate that like my clout and money got me a girlfriend.
Her girlfriends are like 4 tiers higher than them attractiveness wise. And it's like it's not because they went on the BP route and they pulled her. It's like no, they went up, had a conversation, found common interests, right? Liked each other, and it's like then
I understand where he's coming from, but largely I've observed a pretty high SMV correlation between men and women. Like you'll see, okay, the man maybe he looks worse, but oh, he's tall, he's rich, he's this, he's that. You know, it's pretty paired up when you.
No, I'm not gonna disagree that having wealth makes you more attractive. But it's not in a like gold digging sense. It's like a security sense. Like you're probably less likely to find somebody being dead broke, you know, versus having money. Like, and not even in the sense of they're using you for that money. It's like you just have a sense of financial security. And a lot of finding a mate is desirable attributes that you like animalistically. You find a mate for somebody that you want to have kids with. That's not the case all the time now. There's people that have been married for 50 years, never have kids, you know. But like genetically and survivability wise, like a lot of you finding a mate subconsciously is like, I like this person. I could see them raising my kids, you know, and having money is an upside. Like, I'm not going to say it's not, right? Like because you're more able to financially support children, you know, like if you have a kid, you could get them through college.
When you observe, but
that's how they find you.
You know, it's pretty paired up when you observe, but
that's how they find you attractive. Like
alongside PSL, they also use the term appeal. Appeal is more just people finding you attractive regardless of your PSL. Now with PSL, this is where we get shit like this. This is what you call a PSL dud.
No, it's actually not. You're in fucking complete brain rot.
Oh my gosh.
But PSL God wouldn't necessarily have appeal because again, look at this shit. So I guess PSL is purely for the male gaze then. My zesty theory.
Is that a real photo? That's not a real photo. Chat, that's a real image. No, that is. That jaw structure is unreal though. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not judging this guy by any means either. I feel like why is like, I think it's just like the more like you look like a stone sculpture, the more attractive you are on a PSL scale.
It's uncanny. There's a level of facial symmetry and attractiveness that actually becomes unattractive in my opinion. Like if you look so symmetrical that you don't look real. Like there are people that are so attractive that it's like, oh, that's kind of like off-putting.
When we get shit like this is what you
no, you don't understand that at all.
Or PSL God, but PSL God wouldn't necessarily have appeal because again, look at this shit. So I guess PSL is purely for the male gaze then. My zesty theory is being proven again, and I find this no better time than any to really dive into the BP terminology. First word you probably already know, it's Chad. These are people that the BP community can collectively agree, you know, look good. So mainly like these 3 models, and then we have Chad Light. What am I talking about, cunt? But anyways, this is just a little lower. You wouldn't really be considered a Chad, but I don't know if you have to apply for Chad status. Is that something that they do?
No, I always thought that you can't move.
I know he's also making fun of St. Don's editing style, which is like very like brain rottish, but I think it's for attention span, and I love it, man. Like I know it's bad for like attention span of humans, but dude, he's just like image words, soundboard, image. There's people that do it too much. I think he does it normal. Like there's people that do it more than him.
Fuck. like far, right? In the BP community, well, you could like make yourself more attractive and move up, but like if you're sub 5, you're never gonna be a Chad in the BP community. But if you're like a Chad light,
Depends on your base. It's possible.
if you got like
How? See, that's where I'm not. Now I really want to understand the BP community, because if you're a sub 5 in the BP mindset, how are you leveling up to a Chad? What? Because, oh, like if you're obese, well, like you don't have, like, so like what you're saying, like, oh, really bad haircut, terrible style, you know, you're not taking care of your skin, stuff like that.
if they have a haircut, maybe like they'll fucking up you. I don't know.
I don't know. But if you're an unidentified attractive person, you're what's known as an unknown slayer. Like this random ass kid in the back of this video, he went viral on TikTok for a little bit. People calling him unknown slayer. Another example is this one guy. I just wanted to point it out because of this comment. Nigga said, bro is real life Marlon.
Bro, what the fuck are you even talking about? Real life Marlon, like Marlon.
That implies Marlon's not in real life.
An anime character that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean, bro? I'm telling you, they worship this nigga Marlon like a deity. They don't even consider him real. And if you're the very pinnacle
Who's they? I don't worship him.
attractiveness, you're what's known as a true Adam. And there's one guy they call a true Aladdin because he's Middle Eastern. There's not really a pattern there because that's the only example
what's like the average video this guy? Private looks maxing school and face ratings. Oh, dude, he sells like a course. What's like his most viewed video? Ugliest facial features tier list. Your face decides who swipes right in real life. But that's like, yeah, yes, the majority of, you know, dating relationships start through online dating apps. But it's like the swipe, bro, you could ask anybody that's used dating apps, and the amount of swipes that have turned out to be duds is endless, you know? Like, you could have 100 matches. You might only go on a date with 3 of them, and 1 of them will be the person that you end up actually being, you know, the boyfriend or girlfriend to. Like, and I think that in itself is kind of showing that just because you look good doesn't mean you're going to match, you know? Doesn't mean that that person's going to mend well with you. I get it's the prerequisite. I'm more so just saying it's not everything. 4 years of looks maxing advice in 18 minutes. The ultimate 2025 food tier list. Is that for looks maxing? My full looks maxing surgery plan. Oh my God. Bro, like, I don't think he needs, you know, it's do whatever you want with your life. But it's like, I don't think this guy needs surgery. Like, I feel like he is just a good looking dude. Mr. Beast answers the web's most searched questions. Mr. Beast answers the web's most searched questions. Third time's Mr. Beast answers the web's most searched questions. Fourth time is a charm. There we go.
Mr. Beast, and this is the Wired autocomplete interview. Let's see what weird things you guys Google about me. Whew, I actually
Mr. Beast feet. Mr. Beast feet pics. Mr. Beast Feastables bar. Mr. Beast feet in Feastables in melted Feastables bars. Mr. Beast Jimmy Donaldson Jimmy Donaldson feet. Mr. Feet Beast. Mr. Feastables bars.
Don't Google myself much, so I have no idea what's about to pop up.
Brother, it's gonna be how much is Mr. Beast worth? Mr. Beast net worth. How much money does Mr. Beast have?
Okay, board number 1. Why is Mr. Beast named Mr. Beast? I wish I had a better story to tell you guys, but when I started
Mr. Beast 6000
Xbox Live account many years ago when I was a little kid, it autofilled the name as Mr. Beast 6000. Eventually I dropped the 6000.
No way this motherfucker's name is his auto-generated Xbox username. We were talking about that the other day. Like, at what your Xbox username was. This guy's fucking Xbox username was Mr. Beast 6000, and now he's the biggest YouTuber, and he named himself after his fucking Xbox name. What? Mr. Beast is such a cool Xbox-generated username. Mine was like Cupid Lover 59, bro. That was lame as fuck.
What is Mr. Beast's
net worth
logo supposed to be?
A tiger.
I don't really know. I guess it's kind of like a tiger. I'll be honest. I mean, even though that logo's probably been seen 100 billion times, I actually put very little thought into it. When I was a little kid, I just kind of designed a tiger.
Why does Mr. Beast not show his feet in camera more?
My name, my logo, probably should have had more thought behind it. I'll admit it. Why does Mr. Beast change his thumbnails. That's
it's fucking A/B testing, bro. It's Mr. Beast has like gamified the YouTube game. Like, it's not just A/B testing. Mr. Beast will have like 20 different thumbnails for like one individual video, because like minute changes can increase click-through rate pretty drastically. Like, even if he has one video with like, say his click-through rate's like 10%, and then he has a thumbnail that gets it to 10.4, that 0.4% for somebody with, you know, fucking 300 million subscribers is millions of views.
a good question. So what they're referring to is sometimes we'll upload a video with the thumbnail, and then if you check the video a month later, it'll have a different thumbnail. The answer is, I just never know how to thumbnail our videos, because sometimes we'll do something crazy like world's fastest man versus a cheetah. How do you show that in a thumbnail? Because there's like 100 different ways you can make a thumbnail of a man running against a cheetah. You could do like a side profile shot, you could do a frontal shot. And so a lot of it is me just like second guessing myself and be like, I don't know if this thumbnail is the best, or maybe we change this angle.
I do wonder how hands-on he is with his own YouTube game. You know what I mean? Like, most YouTubers don't make, most like YouTubers at his size don't make their own thumbnails. You have a thumbnail editor guy. You give them ideas and then you tweak it. Like, that's how my thumbnails are. Like, if you see a thumbnail of mine, I'm just sending ideas to fucking Kangro. He's sending shit back. I tweak it, or I go change this, we'll change that, and then that's what I upload. Sometimes we'll have a disagreement. Like, sometimes I'll nail it immediately and I'll just use that. Sometimes it'll take an edit or two, and then there's like a few where I've had him edit it like 5 different times and I didn't like any of them, so I just pick one. Because it's like, some videos it's impossible to thumbnail.
And my thumbnail team probably hates me because I just like change my mind.
Yeah, that's what I think he's in the same way. I think he's hands-on in the sense of like, hey, I want this, and then they send him 40 thumbnails and he's like, these 5 are good.
And my thumbnail team probably hates me because I just like change my mind all the time and constantly change the thumbnails. Thumbnails are important, but what is ultimately most important is that you just make great content.
Nope. Yeah, you need good content. But I think the thumbnail game of it's not the only thing that matters. Your content matters first and foremost. But similar to how black pillars will say looks are the only thing that matters, that's thumbnails on the YouTube game. Like, looks matter in life, but they're not everything, similar to a thumbnail, right? You need the thumbnail. It's the prerequisite, they would say, right? Like, you need somebody, if you could have really good content, but if your thumbnail and your title sucks, you know, nobody's going to click on your video.
How does Mr. Beast get his contestants? Typically, we have this Instagram page that I promote on my Instagram stories all the time called Mr. Beast Casting. It has the verified check mark, and then we just source a lot of our contestants through there. All right.
He didn't explain that fully. I'm going to explain it how they've explained it to me. I don't know if I'm supposed to share this. They source people through that, but they randomly select, like, this is how they used to do it. They randomly select a certain percentage, and then they interview or get a certain percentage of people they think will be entertaining, right? Because you can't randomly select 100 contestants, because you could have 100 contestants be really fucking boring, right? So they're not picking anybody that they think are going to have a competitive edge or anything. They're picking like 40 people at random, and then like 40 people that they think might be kind of funny or like entertaining or outgoing. Because like, you got to think the average Mr. Beast viewer that's applying to a Mr. Beast video is probably very introverted, quiet, and not ready to be on camera. So if you had like a few videos where you have, like, imagine if the Squid Games video was just 100 people, like the 300 people were just all introverted people. Like, the video would be horrible. Like, I'm not dissing introverted people, but for the content perspective, you need the guys that are like, I'm gonna win this. It's gonna be me. Yeah. Like, those are the guys that you need, right? You need the cocky people. So they have to source them, like, through the groups of, you know, like they're still randomly selecting people, but, like, they want some people that are personalities.
Right. We got another one. Mr. Beast. First video. Well, if you go to my channel, you can set it to oldest.
But they don't, like, they're not, like, hand-picking, like, all their contestants. Like, if you apply, like, there's, like, you have the same chance as everybody else of getting in. Like, they're fair in their choices. They explained that to me when I was on, this was years ago. They might have changed the system now. but they're fair in selection on like how they're picking people.
And you will see that my first video is actually, I recreated Saw in Minecraft. I was a little kid with a hand-me-down laptop from my brother that I kind of like stole. I load up Minecraft and I'm just building like, I built this big box and then I put like some little like pigs from there in there and then put like mini weird saw traps. And I was just like, look at this funny, weird thing I made. And it was, yeah, no one watched it or cared. The thing is, if you watch a piece of content you made 6 months ago and you don't see a lot of things that could be improved, then you're probably not constantly improving and evolving.
On God, though. No, that is true. I look back at my content from like years ago and it's dog shit. Even stuff like, I don't dislike my videos from like 2023 and beyond, but I could definitely see things that I would want to change.
So for me, there is no such thing as a perfect video. Things can always be better. The pacing or the editing or, you know, even the coloring, the lighting, there is no perfect.
How much do you think he got paid for this video? Nothing. He just did this. Because it gives him promotion.
Piece of content. And so I think until the day I die, I will always look at whatever I filmed 6 months prior and, you know, see the flaws and think it could be improved. Does Mr. Beast respond to DMs? I'll just be blunt. I probably get over 100,000 DMs a day. So I do respond to maybe a couple here and there a month. But if you DM me, the odds of me replying to you are probably lower than a shark falling from space and eating you. So maybe just don't waste your time.
I mean, that would be 0. So.
Mr. Beast off camera. That's me right here. It's actually partially why I'm excited to do this. My videos have gotten so big and sometimes they revolve around the contestants and not me. And a lot of people feel like they don't know me anymore or really get to hear me talk. And it was pretty eye-opening. I uploaded a video on my second channel where I react.
Well, and dude, it's so much better when he actually fucking just talks, man. Oh my God, the Mr. Beast voice can become unbearable at sometimes. And I know it's like it's like a newscaster voice, but it's like, we're going to be seeing who can last the longest on an airplane today.
To a video called Hide Me in 10 Years, and it was just me talking. And like the top comment on my video was like, wow, it's very refreshing.
They're going to have to see if their mom is really the one they care about. And it's like the emphasizing on certain letters.
To see Jimmy just being himself. And it had like 30,000 upvotes. And I was like,
yeah, it's performative, but I mean, like, I know that's what he has to do, but it's just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, he has to be annoyed by it sometimes. There's no way. Especially when you have to retake some shit like 9 times.
I should do more chill things, you know? Because everything I do is like bigger, 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 higher stakes. And it seems like right now a lot of people who watch my content or fans, whatever you want to call them, just want to see more raw me. And so, yeah, hopefully people don't have to Google Mr. Beast off camera. They can just see me in situations like this. What does Mr.
I mean, this is still on camera. This is still on camera. I think when people say Mr. Beast off camera, they're saying like what is he doing in his free time? Like, how's he acting? Like, you're still like, you're not like performative Mr. Beast right now, but you're still like on camera Mr. Beast.
Do with his money. Depends on the week. One week we're burying me alive for a video. The next week we are, you know, building 100 wells in Africa. Jokes aside, I spend most of my money on our YouTube content. Could be literally anything. If you scroll through my channel, it's a bunch of random stuff. So outside of content though, you know, I have a couple cats, a couple dogs. I have a fiance. For the most part, I reinvest all my money into content and I, you know, don't really do much besides film. What is Mr. Beast?
That kind of pisses me off a little bit. That kind of pisses me off a little bit. But, yo, you're the biggest YouTuber. Like, it's good that he reinvests in the content and he does, like, charitable things. Bro, like, you're telling me you don't have, like, 1 supercar? Like, you don't have, like you're worth, like his actual, I mean, obviously he's reinvesting his money, but, like, he's net worth, like, $1 billion. Like, his value as a YouTuber, like, he's worth, like, in speculative value, like $1 billion. Like, you have, like, you're telling me you don't own, like, a fucking, like, a Lamborghini or something?
Most expensive video. Back in the day, it used to be when we recreated Squid Games. I spent $4 million on that. And that was, like, crazy at the time. But, I mean, we've had quite a few videos since then where we spend...
$4 million? Ugh.
Spent more than 4 million. It's hard because
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like flying the contestants out alone. Like, how much do you think? Well, Beast Games isn't his videos. Like, that's like a co-created thing for Prime. But like, I mean, Beast Games as a show, like, you're already flying out like 500 contestants. Like, that alone's $1 million. You're not $1 million. What's like $2,000 times like 500? That's $1 million. Yeah. Like, I mean, like room and board and like all of that alone, just for like 300 contestants, you're spending $1 million. Then you have production. Like, when I was in that burger video fucking, 4 years ago or whatever, 3.5 years ago, dude, they had like 20 cameramen, 10 editors, mic guys, boom mic guys. Like, dude, the amount of employees is insane. It's a company.
that much about the money spent. It's more about the story. What do people feel? And it's not really about the money anymore. But I will say the most just period expensive thing I did was Beast Games, which was our Prime Video show. I mean, in season 1, I spent over like $20 million just building a city in the show. So for the
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of that Amazon had to have funded.
contestants to live in. So that thing, we got a little carried away. What is Mr. Beast's most popular video? Well, as of right now, my most viewed video is when I recreated Squid Games in real life. I used to, when I was younger, focus a lot on views and how many views does a video get. But the wave I've been on more recently is just obviously how does a video make people feel? Because there's a big difference between 100 million people watching a video, right? Our average video does 200 million views. There's a big difference between 200 million people watching a video and be like, yeah, that was cool, versus 200 million people watching a video and loving it and be like, wow, that was really awesome. And like,
no, I still think he's view driven. I think that view drive though goes from just a raw video view to like something that's clippable and like socially talked about. Like that Mr. Beast like Squid Games video was like in social discussion. Like people would talk about that and then that grows popularity, right? Like it's like word of mouth shit. Like that's what matters more. Like if the video gets 100 million views for Mr. Beast, but everyone that watched it is constantly being like, what do you think about that? And they're talking about it. That generates more buzz and more, I guess, value than something that's just 150 million views, but nobody talks about it.
really enjoying the experience.
Like if he has a dud video that does well, but nobody cares about it.
And so I try to measure it more on, quality views as opposed to just views. What is Mr. Beast doing next? I am actually dropping season 2 of Beast Games, our biggest competition show ever in the history of anything. We have 100 of the strongest people in the world compete against 100 of the smartest people in the world for $5 million, maybe $10 million. Yeah, I mean, we built a brand new city, biggest sets in history, just a whole large, massive undertaking, and that's been a good chunk.
What does he mean he got 100 of the smallest or the smartest people in the world and 100 of the strongest? How do you even get that?
Of this past year, and I'm excited for it to finally come out. Oh, those are fun ones. What we got next? Who won Mr. Beast's island? Which island? Whoever Googled this, you didn't clarify. I've given away a lot of islands in my life. Actually, this year, I think I've given away 2 islands in 2025 alone, so.
I feel like the islands that are given away, though, are usually just immediately, like, flipped and sold. Or, like, he'll buy them back for, like, whatever the value that he paid them for. Because there's no way you would want to win that. Like, if you're, like, a middle-aged, like, middle-class mom, and you win the Mr. Beast private jet, like, you're not going to keep that. Like, you're going to get rid of that motherfucker.
I think the first island I ever gave away, Chandler won. We did Last Sleeve Island. He named the island Jeff. I don't remember who won the second island. The third island, I think, was when I hit 100 million subscribers. I flew 100 random subscribers down to a private island and had them compete for it. It was such an awesome, really epic video. And then we gave away an island in season 1 of Beast Games. We gave away an island in season 2 of Beast Games. We've given away quite a few islands. In my experience, when someone wins an island, the first thing they do is try to sell it. Because they're like, I don't want to.
Yeah. Because why the fuck would you want to keep that? You're going to be paying taxes on it. You're going to upkeep the island. You're not going to move to the island.
Go to this island. So, which is why I probably won't give much islands away in the future, because it's, not as practical as like a house. What?
Well, it's not as practical. I think he knows that, but it's just easier for clickbait too. It's like who last to leave the island wins it, right? Versus just like every prize being money.
Does Mr. Beast donate to. We did a video where we helped 1,000 blind people see. We helped 1,000 people hear again. We did a video where we help people walk again. We do a lot of projects that I would, I guess, sum up as helping people with healthcare, especially in America. And then the other side of what we do is we actually, with Feastables, we're the largest ethically sourced chocolate company in the world. So 100% of our chocolate, we only work with farms that audit and remediate child labor on their farms. And most people don't realize this, but there's 1.5 million kids in illegal child labor just on cacao farms. So we can have cheap chocolate. And so I don't necessarily donate.
I mean, most people don't realize that like the majority of the products that you have are like made through child labor. Like, not majority, but a lot. Like, the shoes you're wearing, there's a chance that a kid made those shoes. Like, the phone that you have, probably a chance a kid was involved in the making of that phone. Like, so I don't want to say it's like nitpicked on certain things, but like, well, somebody said Temu. What, like Temu products? What do you mean?
To them, but those are just more what I just use my money to make change instead of giving it to other people to make change, I guess. But a large part of it right now is trying to get as many of the 1.5 million kids in illegal child labor and chocolate out of it through Feastables. And then the other side is, you know, I just think it's weird that in America there are people who their only hope of seeing, walking, hearing is that a YouTuber steps in and pays for stuff, which is like silly.
I mean, that's even more of an issue for just like healthcare in general, not just in the United States, but like the world, dude. Like people don't have the money to, you know, get the medical aid that they need, and their governments won't help them.
So that's right now most of where my focus has been in terms of helping people. What is Mr. Beast's favorite YouTube video? This might seem like a weird one. I bet most people listening to this will have no idea what I'm saying. But there's this YouTuber back in the day called Technoblade, and he had this series where he tried to farm the most potatoes on a server, more potatoes than this squid guy. People who don't play Minecraft are gonna think
I've seen Technoblade, but I don't know that potato video.
Crazy, but as a grown man saying this is my favorite video, but
dude, that Technoblade video was so sad. Like, obviously rip Technoblade and fuck cancer, but I remember it was the summer and I saw the video and it was his dad reading the words that Techno wrote. And that was so sad. But like, what a good message he had, man. Like, you know, the fucking dude, he was like in his early 20s. Like the fucking guts you have to have and the heart you have to be able to make that like profound of a message knowing you're gonna die. How old was he? I think he died at what, like 23, 24? 23, yeah.
He passed away, but he was very, very funny and charismatic, and that video, it's just
he was as old as me.
So freaking funny how he just farms millions of potatoes over the course of months, but somehow makes it incredibly entertaining. And I find myself watching that like once a year, and it's always inspirational. All right, what we got next? Will Mr. Beast hit 1 billion subscribers?
No.
Oh, that'd be cool.
No, dude, he said that is so far. If he ever hit 1 billion, okay, 1 billion subscribers wouldn't be 1 billion people because there would be people that have multiple accounts. But like, bro, if he had 1 billion subs, that'd be like 700 million people. That would be like a very noticeable fraction of the earth subscribing to Mr. Beast. Probably eventually. If Mr. Beast does YouTube for the next like 10 years, maybe, but I think that's like unfeasible. That would have to be just like straight botted accounts.
Pretty cool. Even what I have already, 450 million subscribers. It's freaking.
Oh my God, I thought he was at 300. He's at 400 million right now. How many subs does he gain a day? Or a month? Let me check his social blade. He gains 6 million subs a month. So that's 72 million a year. If he kept on that rate, he would hit it within 10 years. Dude, he gains almost like 1.5x my total sub goal in 1 month. Conservatively, because he gets boosted with larger events, true. Like every big event, like he hasn't really done a big event on YouTube this month. Like if he does a big event, then he gains way more.
I mean, that is such an unfathomably large number. Like I'm already more.
You're a 3 mil? I'm at like 4.06 or something.
More than grateful for what I have. I mean, I have more followers, more, you know, people who watch my content than I ever could have dreamed of when I was a little kid. So will Mr. Beast hit 1 billion subscribers? I hope, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I already have more than I ever thought I would in terms of viewership and fans. And so, yeah, I guess we'll see. Our Mr. Beast games scripted. Are Mr. Beast games scripted? Why are we Googling this? No, they are not. Oh my gosh, I spend so many millions of dollars to make my videos where I don't have to do that kind of stuff. Where, all right, here, brace yourselves. Here's the deal. In most giant competition shows, what they would do is, like, if you're a contestant, most shows would.
They're not scripted, but they kind of want it to go a certain way. Does that make sense? It's not rigging, but it's like they don't want the video to suck. So they're going to be like, how can we somehow tip the scale in a way that this will maybe go the way we want it to? But I mean, there's instances where it's like obviously unscripted. Like even for the Prime show, like when that girl ran off after he was explaining the rules and he didn't give her another try and was like, sorry, your team's out. Like that's not scripted. Like that woman just fucked her whole team. Like that girl just screwed everybody over, right? Like, it just happened. Like, that happens. Like, that's not like, oh, they paid that woman to do that. Like, that just happened. She got nothing for it.
Have a camera guy or woman walk up to you and film you, and then a story producer stand behind the camera and be like, hey, we need you to say these lines, or you're kind of the villain, or you're the good guy, or whatever. They, you know, the camera guy would film you for 5-10 minutes, done. Go to the next person, next person. That's how they film it. What we do, like in Beast Games, for example, we had 1,000 contestants, more than any show in history, and we put a camera rolling 24/7 in front of all of them.
Yeah, and it's so much more work, but they're combing through like thousands of hours of footage to then map it in a way that it is like movie-esque, and so it feels scripted.
So they can just be themselves, right? Which is why we actually have the literal Guinness.
Like, the majority of people get cut out. Like, you know how many people are probably in Mr. Beast videos, and they literally just fucking ramble for hours to the camera, and then none of it makes it onto the video? Because they're boring. Like, they didn't add what they thought would be good.
Record for most cameras ever used in a single production. And the reason why shows don't do that is because I had to set up 1,000 cameras, which is millions of dollars. We actually broke the world record for most cables ran in a single production for cameras, which is millions of dollars. I just said.
Were you in a Mr. Beast vid? Yeah, one that never made it to his channel. Only like one in, it's like 1 in 4 videos get cut, or 1 in 3 videos get cut.
A control room, which is millions of dollars. And then the downstream effects, because you have 1,000 cameras recording, you now have millions upon millions of dollars in storage. I had petabytes on petabytes of footage. I mean, you're talking 1,000 cameras running for hours upon hours upon hours, day after day, filming all these contestants. And then the downstream effect is I then have to hire over 130 editors to ship through the footage, and we're editing for so long compared to any other competition show. And it's millions of dollars every step of the way, and it's so much effort. But the reason we do that is because unlike other shows, I don't have to go, hey, this is your 10-minute filming window, say these lines, all right, we're good. I can just leave the cameras running. And we spend all this money on infrastructure so we can just capture the contestants.
Yeah, I feel like that is the one thing that they do better. You know how like you watch like Big Brother or Survivor, and during the competition it'll cut to somebody and they're like, I just got to keep my arms up. I know I could do this. Like, they're interviewing them after the fact and telling them to talk like they're in the present tense. Like, that's scripted. Like, that's right. And I'm not defending Mr. Beast videos. Like, there are clearly points where, like, they want it to go a certain way in, like, when it's not 500 contestants, it's, like, less people. They'll be like, hey, like, we're going to tip the scales in this manner. But, like, they don't do that. Like, where it's like, hey, oh, I really got to, like, lock in here for this. It's like, I know I could do it. Like, brother, it happened like 2 hours ago.
In the contestants, them being themselves, right? And I don't have to fake anything. But that's the kind of stuff that people don't see and they don't understand, but that's what you feel. And that's why I think partially why people gravitate towards our videos, because they can tell they're authentic and they can tell it's not scripted like normal reality shows, but they can't put put it to words if you ask them. And in my opinion, this is why. It's because we go infinitely above and beyond 100x what anyone else would. So contestants can just be themselves, and we're recording all the time, and then we can just show an actual true reflection of what happened and not have to craft things in a short window. Can Mr. Beast buy the NFL? Can he buy the NFL? I already bought the NFL. What are you talking about? I bet maybe 2% of people watching this understand that joke. To the other 98% of you, just know that if you are a part of the 2%, you would think that's funny. Mr. Beast, Game Season 2. It's my brand new show that just dropped.
We know!
Cash prize. It's big. That's indoor. We went. I thought it would snap. Oh well.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a fun video. I liked him answering those questions, but I already mentioned Mr. Beast Game Season 2 3 times. I know, Jibby. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. First thumbnail of Mr. Beast where he's not photoshopped. What, where they like gloss over his face? My editor will do that for me too. All right. Yo, Kevin.